Oh, did you mute me?
No, you're still going. You're still yapping, but no one pays any attention to you. And I keep asking you questions, you keep refusing to answer them. And I think that's...
Oh yeah, I turn down the volume specifically when you talk.
Yeah, I understand that's what you do. Because you can't deal with the truth. You have to lower people's volumes because you can't deal with their arguments. You run from them. You run from them because you're a coward. But to be clear, you're less of a coward than some of your followers. I will give you that.
Whick TV versus 20 Destiny Antifans. Let's go.
So just to let everybody know, recently I had a little bit of an altercation with some people on Twitter. We're going to bring that up in a second to let you guys know. And they've been accusing me of various things. One of the things that they have accused me, in which Skeet here says that I've done, is mocked the death of ICE agents who died to COVID. We're going to look at the tweet. We're going to look at what that is, and we're going to make out his argument. He's also claimed that I speak for Destiny. That I only have him on because I'm a free speech platform, or that's what I say I only have him on for. And he's had some other accusations towards me and also towards Destiny that he'd like to talk about. So first of all, I guess I'll just give you the mic, let you introduce yourself, and tell people what you are here for. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I don't know that there's much of an introduction needed. I mean, I'm a Twitter nobody. You are exceedingly desperate to even bring me on. You're extremely horny to talk about the subject for some reason, and you're so desperate you've reached to me when, like, I'm basically...
What? Bro is just going full throttle immediately. How? Why? What is going on, and why? Just why? Why is bro just like taking off right now?
A third party that chimed in, and I did what I always do, which is I shoehorn Destiny into the conversation. And yeah, so here I am. I'm mostly here to just talk about what I want to talk about, but you go ahead with your thing.
Well, let's talk about the desperation here. Do you think that me inviting you on is an act of desperation? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, nobody will come on and talk to you about this, and you really, really, really want to talk about it. So here I am.
So, well, it's true that several of the people that I've invited that have accused me of being a liar, I have invited on, and they've declined, right? Because they're cowards, to be clear. They know that their accusations can't stand any sort of scrutiny or any sort of pushback, and if they did come on, they knew, I think they suspect at least, how it would go. One of my main accusers, that Ace guy, has been on my stream before. It did not go well for him, and that is likely the reason that he wouldn't come on. Is it desperate, though? I don't know if I'd use that word. You can use that word if you like, but yes, when people accuse me of being something that I'm not, especially when it's something like a liar, and I take my integrity pretty seriously, that is something that I'm eager to talk about and eager to discuss, because some people have made this... Let me finish, and I'll let you go, I promise. When people call you a liar or make accusations against you, yes, I want to push back against those accusations. I don't know if I'd consider that desperate, though. Go ahead.
Okay, well, you know, I was kind of hoping it would come to here. It's like, your big problem is that people are lying about you. So I just linked you a tweet of yours, and if you can maybe pull that up and take a look at it, you are lying about me in that tweet. I have not constantly interrogated you about how much money you make. I asked you twice, and that is not like a fair characterization of our interactions. I mean, I've been, you know, quote unquote, harassed.
I'm sharing the screen so you can see it too, just so you know what I'm showing. And here's the tweet he linked me.
What's even happening right now?
For context, this is
so
Black
stupid.
Cat.
Well, now I'm being interrupted.
Well,
I just finish what I was saying? Well, let me just finish what I was saying real quick. So this is not a fair characterization because I've been quote unquote harassing you for like over a year, and this is like 2 tweets I ever sent you. So it's a gross mischaracterization, and it's you lying about me. So what do you have to say to that, bud?
Sure. So just for context, so people know what we're looking at, and I'll make it bigger so people can read.
Oh, real quick, you did answer that you don't receive assistance, but you never did answer me as to whether you in the past have been paid by any PACs, if you're currently paid by any like political organizations.
No, I'm not
like
currently paid by any political organization.
If in the past you've been...
Yo, Destiny anti-fans are so corny, dude. Like, these people are so mentally ill. It is crazy. Dude, he is so mentally ill. These people are actually so mentally ill. Jesus Christ. Like, these people are like actually so fucking embarrassing. Holy shit. I just don't understand how they can just like live day to day, like in their lives, all right, knowing that they'll never amount to anything. It's so cringe, dude. Oh my God.
If Destiny pays you, you never answered.
Destiny's never paid by any money.
Okay.
Like, this is literally their entire personality. They spend their entire free time hating on Destiny and all of his orders. It just means nothing. Like, it'll never amount to anything, okay? I'm streaming and I'm making money, okay? You're hating and you're not making money. It's like...
How about first of all, have you been paid by any PACs?
Let me answer. No, okay. I've never been paid by Destiny. No, I am not currently paid by any organization or group. The only people who pay me currently are my super chatters, who are lovely individuals, and some people donate to me directly on occasion to help me get mics and get cams and all that shit.
Okay, that's all I wanted. I just wanted to on the record.
Let me finish answering the question. When it comes to PACs, I was at, like, last year. What was it, last year or the year before? Last year, I think. I was paid by Progressive Victory, but I put that in my titles, I put that in my YouTube. That was a whole discussion that we've had for I think, the whole year on me getting paid by Progressive Victory. But everyone knew that because I disclosed it, and I told everyone, so yes. But I no longer am paid by them.
Now, didn't Progressive Victory have some kind of, I'm not like really well versed in it, but didn't they have some kind of thing where they weren't correctly filing like something about their taxes or something like that? Do you consider
maybe,
that?
I'm not sure. I don't know the details, but I wasn't in charge of the filing and shit like that.
Okay. So. Anyways, this is all secondary. I just wanted you on the record for it. So let's get back to you lying about me.
Yeah, let's go through the context here. So this is Black Cat, Night Kitten.
The context is a cope circle. You're all doing a big cope circle about how crazy I am. Yeah. No, you're so desperate to bring
this
a
is
crazy
just
person on,
screenshots
which is
of
kind of
you
funny, but go ahead.
A-logging people who are involved with Destiny and in his circle.
What does that mean? Can you define that term?
Oh yeah, basically any picture in which Destiny shows up in, they'll just like dox. They'll dox the person. They'll figure out who the person is, and yeah, they'll like fucking stalk them. They'll like say rancid shit about them. I don't know. It's fucking weird, dude. But yeah,
racism. What is A-logging?
Let me finish. Let me present.
Well, I just want to know. I don't understand what that term means. I just want to know what that means. A-logging.
I will explain it.
This person knows what A-logging is. But he is obviously being bad faith, okay? All right, these people, like, know the internet lingo like the back of their hand, okay? But
as I go, I promise, okay? So here's you talking about a child. I believe he's 14 or 15 years old. Destiny's son, specifically. Logging some of Nathan's insane racism, pedophilia, and Nazi maxing because I will ensure when daddy's money is all gone, Nathan never gets a job for the rest of his life. Dude's going to be 35 applying at Walmart, and they'll get an email from me with pics like this in it. So this is you claiming that a child that you are going to, for the rest of his life.
Oh, no, not a child. Destiny never goes after children.
Okay, to the extent he does, he's wrong for that. That is a horrible thing to do.
Oh my god. Did he take like a bunch of Vyvanse or Adderall before this or some shit? Like, what is going on? What is happening right now? How much Adderall did this guy take?
Well, I apply Destiny's logic. I do the tit for tat. That's what he wants to live in, is a tit for tat world. So if he wants to do that, then his son is open game.
So just to be clear,
I've already said it in the past, when he wants to stop attacking other people's children, I'll leave Nathan alone. Plus, I was pretty chill to Nathan because every time I'd be like, hey, if you don't like it, fucking block me. If you don't like it, fucking block me. And he did eventually block me. So he had a very clear out to all of this. You want to pearl clutch about it, but you hang out with Destiny all the time, who routinely attacks children and wants this tit for tat nature. So cry me a fucking river, Wick.
So
your context is you in a cope circle lied about me. Can you talk about the lie that you said about me? That's what we're going to talk about.
I did not lie about you, and I think this is further evidence that I'm not lying about you, but that your inability to accurately present things.
Well, you're not addressing the concern. I brought up a tweet of yours. I don't give a fuck about Night Kitten.
Hold on.
Cope circle.
Because we're having context here, right?
The Night Kitten cope circle? Oh my god. Night Kitten is a
Yikes, this guy is wild.
Yeah, no kidding. Thank you so much for $20, Muse Blue. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Also, Night Kitten is this like fucking Twitter account that is extremely pro Destiny. Well, not extremely pro Destiny, but just pro Destiny in general. And yeah, I don't know. You'll see them a lot around the anti-fan Discord space, because they go around defending Destiny and attacking people who are anti-Destiny and blah, blah, blah. Basically, it's like an anti-fan, except they're like a fan. Okay, which is just basically a fan. Okay, that's all I can say. Anyway,
we're having some context here.
They weren't always pro-Destiny? I mean, as far as I'm concerned right now, like they are, but yeah.
Why I made the comment I did in order to
the comment is a mischaracterization. The comment is a mischaracterization, correct?
No, my comment is accurate. You have asked me on multiple occasions. Hold on, is it or is it not true?
It's 2 times
on multiple occasions.
It's 2 times. Well, now we're saying multiple. Is it constantly or is it multiple?
It's consistently. It's multiple occasions.
Okay, so now we're using a different term. Now it's multiple and consistently.
You recognize that you asked me about it like 2 minutes ago, correct?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh,
you know that's true.
I'm holding you to your own words.
2 minutes ago. Perhaps a little more, 5 minutes ago. But in this conversation, you repeated your accusation, or your question, I should say. I'll correct that. You repeated your question. You repeated asking me this question that you claim that you don't constantly do. You did it in this conversation again.
Okay, but how did you
so is it or is it not true
that I would do it
that on multiple occasions
you're using now
you
as a justification for something you said in the past?
About my
this
finances.
Is retarded, Wick, and you're clearly fucking retarded to even try to argue this.
Hold on.
This is me now.
You understand that I'm just correct.
Know that I would do this.
That, again,
if you
multiple
just say you're
occasions,
correct, I guess you're correct, Wick.
Yes, I am. Because on multiple occasions, you have asked me about my finances.
Well, is multiple constantly or not?
Is multiple constantly? It's every time we've talked.
No, it isn't. We've had multiple tweets back and forth with each other. We have tweeted back, mostly me tweeting you, I'll be honest, but we have interacted back and forth for over a year. So for you to claim that it's constant, no, I did it twice.
You did it 3 times, to be clear.
Well, at the time you tweeted this, I did it twice.
And it's something you brought up immediately, in fact.
Well,
it was one of the first things we were discussing in this conversation.
Into the future, I guess you're a time traveler, not Wick.
I'm simply saying that this is a constant thing. And at the time I tweeted that, your last 2 tweets at me had been about my finances.
Oh, okay. So it's okay to lie if you just kind of feel
I'm not
like
lying.
That
this
is okay.
Was correct. And the fact that you can't acknowledge that I was simply correct here is telling.
If you say it, it must be true, bud.
And not only am I saying it, I'm showing it. And you're demonstrating it as well. Again, one of the first questions you had for me in this conversation was about my finances.
Do you want to talk about the tweet you're all big mad about now?
Okay, so you're done with this. We can move on.
Well, I mean, you've
What? Dude, I just don't understand. This is so
been
stupid.
utterly destroyed on this. I
Sure,
did it
utterly
twice. You said
destroyed, gotcha.
constantly. You lied.
Oh,
You're-
what? We barely even got through like a single step. Like I feel like I'm swallowing crazy pills because like they barely even got through like 2 steps of any of this. Okay, he's like, I declare victory. It's like, what the fuck? I feel like my brain didn't even have enough time to catch up to like the context of the conversation to even like understand what's going on, okay? But at the same time, like this guy is so like vitriolic to the point where like he's just speedrunning his own loss at this point.
I'm right. It's
Oh, no one can see my screen. Oh, god damn it. No one can see my screen. Can you guys not see? Hold on. I just have to look. Are you guys unable to see? Hold on. Oh, it's just tiny. Oh, it's just little. Okay. But you guys could see. So, okay, yes, you utterly destroyed me there. Good job, man. Okay, so
well,
this...
say it's true, Wick.
I mean, it's I'll let the audience decide, but clearly not.
Let's let him decide.
Yeah. Let me
This
go
is so
to the
funny,
tweet
dude.
that
Oh
started this all.
my
And
God.
here it is. We can bring
Pull up the
screen.
one with short, fat, retardo on it also, okay?
The Antifans is what people think DG is. That's correct.
That this is the tweet. Yes, this is
Yeah, the full context. So it's got his tweet and then your
yes,
reply, right?
Yes, that's what we're going to do. Even
Oh,
though
wait,
you
real
interrupted
quick.
me in
Can
going
we just
over
do
the
a
context
real-
of the last tweet.
Can we do a
we'll
real
also
quick
go over
aside?
this tweet. Say one more time.
I want to do a really quick aside. It won't sidetrack us very long. Okay, just give me 1 second.
Take your time, I guess. Can you guys see it on the screen, gang?
Can you pull that tweet up real quick?
You want me to pull up my tweet to Empath Chan? Sure.
Yeah, what's going on there, bud?
It's
Can we agree that
joke.
Empath Chan is a Nazi who spits on people and yells
Oh, yeah, she's
racial
crazy.
slurs in public? Okay, so why are you kidding around, joking around with her?
because I thought it was a funny tweet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Me tweeting at someone or replying to someone, or
Doesn't Queeman think Nick Fuentes is funny? And he's a fan of Nick Fuentes because he's funny? I swear to God, okay?
even in a joking or friendly manner, does not imply endorsement of their behavior. Why would it?
We'll let the audience decide again on that.
We
one.
will. Again, this idea that I can't ever have a
Well,
non-acidic
can I
word-
tweet
Here, let me
at
finish,
Fuentes
please
and
finish
joke around
one
with
thing.
him? Like,
Then
can I do
can't
that?
have
Kind of
an
like, yeah, bro,
non-acidic-
fuck.
That's literally something Queeman would not turn down, okay? So chill, little bud, all right? Like, you're saying, oh my god, it's so awful that you retweeted Empath Chant. Literally, who cares? Guys, this guy is making a big deal out of retweeting Empath Chant, the most, like, nothing burger thing ever. Like, oh, good heavens, oh no.
The Jews. You know, can I,
engagement with anyone who has horrific
What?
views. I reject that. I think it's okay to make
well, of course
funny
you do, because you
tweets now
monetarily
and then.
gain from engaging with these people.
What
so-
monetary gain did I gain from this tweet?
Well, no, but from engaging
Okay, so
with
you
horrible
acknowledge
people,
that
you do
there was
Wait,
no
what do
monetary
we,
gain from
find
tweeting
this
"It's
out?
my
Yeah, I think
time
so.
to shine"
It-
to her
it kinda
saying
keeps you
"looking weird
in
is
the
greater than
club.
looking normal." It's a self-deprecating joke that says I look weird. It's me.
A magnanimous dispensation.
Holy shit, I just get paid to do literally fucking
I love
nothing.
the Antifan content. Tie for this.
Musically, thank you so much for the $50 fucking dollars. Holy shit, dude. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Thank you. And we've got more on the way, okay?
Being self-deprecating, having a little humor, and being non-combative with someone who does have some pretty gross views.
It kind of keeps you in the club with like the Destinies and all those kind of people. It's just like nodding at
It's
their
in the
friends
club?
and their people so that you can continue to monetarily gain off people like Destiny. But go ahead.
So you think that my tweet here and tweets like it keeps me in this club that you say is existing that allows me to have Destiny and other people on? Is that true?
I like
Well, I
that.
think the reason why you tweet a joke at her
$50?
is because you're
Okay.
all part of that like kind of club there. Like he fucks her, so you're kind of like chill with her. Yeah, it's all part of that.
Okay, if that's what you think.
If you laugh, it's not.
What? Bro, me and Dan do not get along. Me and Wick do not get along. Me and Counterpoints do not get along. Alright? Wick probably does not hang out with Impact Chan as far as I know, okay? Who the fuck knows, okay? Like, literally, all the Orbiters probably have some degree of beef with one another. Who the fuck knows, okay? I don't know. Like, it's like literally one of the most divided orbits on like, in like, on planet Earth, okay? Like, I don't even know if I want to call it an orbit at this point. Like, it's barely an orbit.
Not true.
I'm tweeting. I tweet friendly things at several people. I tweet acidic things at several people. That doesn't. The reason I decide to do that isn't because I'm in some club or I want to pander. It's because whether their comment made me laugh or smile or it made me angry, and that's again how I'll respond. This idea that I'm secretly or not so secretly, I guess, trying to pander to Empath Chan. Why would I ever
Well,
do that?
you'd be pandering to Destiny there because Destiny's friends with them.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know
But
why
I've
you're
had
acting like
Destiny
this.
on my
It's like
show.
you can't-
Literally, who cares, bro? Martin Shkreli kissed up to Destiny so hard, and Destiny still burned the bridge with him back in the day. Literally, who cares? Like that was literally a thing. Like Martin Shkreli was always being like very kissy wissy with like Destiny, and Destiny was like No, actually, you're actually kind of a bad person for doing the things that you've done, but I have no problems with you personally. And Martin Scully decided to burn the bridge over that, okay? Like, literally no amount of ass kissing will work, okay? Like, I don't know where this fucking thing comes from, okay? Like,
for longer than Empath Chan has been around, like a ton longer. No, you recognize that, correct? That Destiny has been coming on my show much longer than he's been involved with Empath Chan? Can you?
I don't know what that has to do with my point at all, but go ahead.
So if you are saying that I am cozying up to Empath Chan to be in this club, why would I ever do that? I'm already
you're
there.
Such a retard, dude. It's not like you're cozying up to Empath Chan to like punch your ticket to get into the club. Yes, you're already in the club, but you're like palling around with everybody in the club. That's why you feel comfortable to like tweet funny shit at a lady who is like a horrible fucking person who does horrible fucking things and should be shunned and bullied off the internet. You like joke around with her because you guys are all part of the same club.
I made a funny
like
joke.
Ingratiated with Destiny and you monetarily gain your relationship with Destiny.
Okay, if you say so, man. Good.
Well, I mean that.
Yo, he's mauling. He's mauling over a retweet, guys. He's mauling over a fucking retweet of all things. Oh my lord.
Can we go back to the?
You do monetarily gain off your relationship with Destiny, right? You get super chat
to an extent.
Yes.
I mean, having bigger
Okay,
names on does get me more money. Yes.
Okay, yeah, you can pull
I
up the tweet that we all
can't
came here
believe
to cry
this.
about.
Okay. So just to be clear, okay, your first accusation was that I lied about you. That was proven wrong. And then you're claiming your second accusation about Empath.
Well, it was not
that
proven
I was
wrong, right? We left
cozying
it
up
up
to
to the
her
audience
in order
You said
to
we were gonna
remain
you're
in a
lying,
club. That was also proven wrong. Let's get into your third accusation here. Let's see.
Just to be
It's like he
clear,
just wants to
you
be
did
in
not
the
prove the
club
first one
too.
wrong. We agreed we were going to leave
He
it for the
is.
audience.
Okay.
You're with the cool kids club, and you retweeted other cool kids because you want to belong to the cool kids club. Why am I not in the cool kids club? I wish I was in the cool kids club.
Here on January 27th, this is Sleepy Devo, or Dev, and you guys know him from my channel.
Sure,
And he
Fabric.
says
I
the
don't know who
following
this person is.
on his tweet. He says, here's a list of fallen ICE agents. And he gives a list to, I don't think we need to click on the link. We can if we want. But it showcases the deaths of DHS and ICE agents through the years since its founding in, I think, 2003. The vast majority of modern ICE deaths are unvaccinated, and I don't know why I use the term modern here because the whole agency is modern, are unvaccinated people dying of COVID-19. They tried to community note him for it, didn't work. I reply, looks like the right-wing rhetoric did more to harm ICE than the left ever has. Tisk, tisk. Okay, so how or what problem do you have with this response?
Well, again, let's just reiterate that you're like extremely desperate for even having me on to talk about this because
These guys always talk about how like people should just answer the question and complain whenever somebody doesn't answer the question, and they worship Pisco because Pisco does the yes or no thing. But then at the same time, like they are the ones like saying completely like stupid, irrelevant points of information or opinions that nobody asked for. Okay, like I am literally using Crypto's map room from Apex Legends to find who the fuck asked. Okay, I'm asking Grok to find out who the fuck is asking, okay? Like, your opinion. Like, nobody cares, okay?
I just jumped in as a third party like 2 hours ago to make fun of you. But
hold on, hold on. You've been tweeting at me.
Well,
You've been tweeting at me repeatedly for
not about this,
over a year, correct?
Not about this.
This is so
Yes, but
embarrassing.
this isn't all we're talking about, and you made that clear in your reply to me. Is that correct?
Yeah, but this
yes,
is what we're talking
exactly.
about
So
right
I'm not
now,
having you on
and this is the
simply
big
to
thing
discuss
that you
this.
want to talk about.
This was an
This
inciting
is the big thing
incident
you want
that
to talk
allowed me to
about,
have you on, but I would have had you on before.
Oh, I'm sure you would have.
And I will have you on again.
And debate
Yes.
Destiny about it at all, but you said that.
I did not say no. I said if he agreed, I would make
You
it
said
happen.
if he agreed. Did you ever ask him?
Yes, he didn't reply.
What did he say? What a bastard. Okay, so it's
He
very
doesn't reply to
What?
something like my. This
Are we
is how I
gonna
know when he
talk
doesn't
about
want to do
this tweet or
something.
what?
Is he doesn't reply to it. Here's how this works. I'll DM him. Hey, do you want to talk about X? And he'll say sure. And then we set up a time and we do it. Or he won't say anything, or he'll say no. That's the extent of our conversations.
Cool story, bro. So here it's extremely obvious that Dev is making fun of ICE agents dying. Can we at least like agree on that?
Yes, and he said he is making fun here of ICE agents dying.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Okay, so this
What
is like
is
the same
even the
thing you were
point?
doing with the Empath John tweet, where like he's making a joke and you're like palling around, you're like joking around with him, and the tisk tisk on there makes it pretty obvious. Like we're joking around, we're having a little joke at the expense of the right wingers because they died of COVID.
Okay, do you know what the in this? So when it comes to grammar, do you know what the subject of a sentence is? What is the subject of my
What is your
sentence?
point that you want to make?
Hold on. What is the
Just
subject of my sentence?
Go ahead and make your
looks,
point.
When I say
We're not going to play little gay
quote it.
grammar games
Okay.
with the autists.
Grammar
This is what you
games?
guys do. You guys play these autistic word games where you want to like hang on every fucking word. But like normal
So
people don't
fucking
have social
funny.
interactions in this way.
Holy.
And that's why when people look at this tweet,
And and also nobody has social interactions in the way that this guy went in. Okay, this guy literally went in. Also, social interaction. When was the last time this guy ever spoke to anybody ever? Like, what the fuck? This guy is like the most brain rotted, terminally online dick sucker, okay? Like to possibly exist, okay? Like they probably search themselves up and search everyone's reaction of them up because they are so insecure about what other people think of them, okay? So, like, he's one to speak about this, right? It's all projection. It's all projection all the way down, actually.
They obviously think you're joking around because normal people understand like context and social interactions.
Normal people
Right.
understand what the subject of a sentence is. So when I say something
not
like,
playing your
looks like
gay
the
grammar
right-wing
game.
rhetoric, the subject, did more to harm ICE than the left
How did it
ever
harm
has,
ICE?
tisk
How did
tisk,
it harm ICE?
they know the thing I am
Oh
mocking
my...
is the right-wing rhetoric. If I had been
At the
mocking
expense of
the
the
death
deaths.
of ICE agents, I would have said so.
Right, but you're using the deaths to get your cheap little own. Like you're at the expense of the deaths. You're making your little own
No,
right-wing rhetoric.
at the expense of right-wing
No,
rhetoric.
obviously you are.
Okay,
Obviously,
you
at the
keep
expense of the
What
saying
is
deaths,
bro
you're
even
making
talking
well,
about
it's
this
clear.
But
point?
normal people understand when they see this that it is not mocking death. The only people who think this is mocking death are people who have hate boners for me or the people around me. No one else. Not a single other person.
Everyone who disagrees
think
with you is a hater, bro.
No, there are plenty of people who disagree with me on things other than this who I wouldn't consider haters. But when certain things that are obvious, then yes, if you
Oh,
think
so when
that I am
selectively
mocking
you
the
want
death
everyone
of
who
someone
disagrees with you is a hater.
because I am talking about how, contrary to what the right wing claims, that the left is putting ICE agents in danger because of their dangerous rhetoric, when it's shown that most of the deaths of ICE agents, the actual harms to ICE agents, has come from right-wing anti-vax rhetoric, then I am mocking the rhetoric, that hypocrisy, that irony, that they say one thing, but it turns out that it's completely the opposite. That is worthy of mockery. That is not, and is separate to mocking death. Do you understand the distinction?
Are you gonna like sit here and make these
I will say that he is mocking death, but it's funny, okay? Like, I will say it is mocking death, but it's also funny, all right? Like, that's something I would say, okay? I will say, like, yeah, right-wingers mock death all the time. I don't care.
gay speeches to your audience about how bad the right is to like just try to optically win the conversation?
Also, not only that, like, I'm pretty sure there's a significant amount of lefties as well, like, in the audience of the Antifans. Like, the Antifans have a pretty diverse coalition, okay? Ironically enough. And Queeman himself is a liberal, and so is Chud. Like, Chud is also liberal, by the way, okay? Like, you guys, like, yeah, like they're both liberals. But then, and frankly, they don't really give a fuck about, like, mocking deaths or whatever the fuck. They don't actually give a fuck about that. This person is only talking about how he's mocking this is because he doesn't, it's not that he actually believes it, but he just wants to find any kind of angle to get him on, right? But,
because you
Do you think
realize
that this
I'm
was
a
a gay
liberal,
speech?
right? Like I'm a liberal. I don't.
No, you're
like,
not.
I don't agree
No, to
with
be clear,
MAGA.
you're not a liberal.
Oh well, you said it, so I guess it's true.
As opposed to you claiming it, and thus it must be true.
Well, what is your basis then? Because here you're big on don't lie about me, don't lie about me. So why am I not a liberal? Wick, go
So
ahead.
I
You've
don't
got
think
nothing, by
liberal
the way.
people engage in misrepresenting others. That is not a liberal quality. In fact, that is one of
That's
the
an
signs
insane thing
that
to say,
someone
bro.
behaves illiberally is when they consistently lie about other people and misrepresent them.
This is like the Destiny thing where you think you can just like logic your way on the fly through the conversation. You have no evidence of me being not a liberal person politically. And so you're just like, well, you talk shit about people, so you're not liberal. This is such a gay and retarded thing to say. It's so clearly not true. So yeah, you have nothing here. I am a liberal, and I would like to see some evidence otherwise, because you're big about
I'm
don't
giving
lie
you that
about me.
evidence,
So
right?
yeah, but oh, with that, you don't like
I
the
am a
things I say
liberal.
about people.
I am a
It's not the things you
doctor.
say,
Not
it's
liberal.
the dishonest framing. You understand the difference?
What have I dishonestly framed?
Me, specifically. And if you're lying
In what
about
way?
me, it's pretty
If you're lying
pretty
about me, you're not
clear,
liberal.
likely at least, that you would lie about other people as well.
If you lie about Wick, you are not a liberal.
I think
that's literally not what he's saying. And if you see, this is how I know that you have a losing point, okay? You have a losing point when, like, you try to frame everything dishonestly, and that's how you know that that's how you know that you don't actually have a good point, right? Because a strong argument is something that can defeat the best version of an argument, right? Steelman, blah blah blah, blah, right? Like, yeah, but you know that there is no point if, like, when something like this happens, like, fuck me, dude.
if you lie
So
about
stupid.
anyone, it does call into question your liberal bona fides, right? Your belief in institutions. And
That
things
is
like
crazy talk. Okay, is Destiny a liberal?
yes, but
Destiny lies about people all the fucking time. So get the fuck out of
okay.
here,
Can
bro.
you give me an example?
Yeah, I could give you an example. Have you ever met Pixie? Like, do you know her?
I met her. Yeah,
Okay, what is your like sense of Pixie as a person?
I don't have. We didn't hang out that much. She was fine. Yeah.
You're literally gonna sit there and like just refuse to answer. You can't make any kind of claim about what.
What? He said he can't say because they literally didn't even hang out. What the fuck are you talking about?
She was fine. I just made. See, this is the problem. I just answered your question. I said she was fine, and then you claim I didn't answer your question. You misrepresent. And you lie.
Do you think that an accurate representation of Pixie would be that she is a clout goblin who fucks streamers for clout and wants money? She's a money grubbing whore dancing around with daddy's money. Do you think that's a misrepresentation of Pixie? Or do you think that's accurate? Okay, so Destiny lies about people, so he's not a liberal. So Destiny says that about Pixie, so he lies about people, so he's not a liberal. Wick logic, we've got there.
Okay, so you understand, right, that when I said he's a liberal, but that there was a follow-up to that?
Oh, yeah, good. You get the caveat with him, but with me, I don't get any of that. You're such a fucking retard, bro.
Because he has shown honesty in a way that you have not.
Okay, yeah, good.
There have been honest interactions I've had with him, and I have not had those with you.
Okay, that's cool. I think you are just grasping at straws here. You want to deny me being a liberal because you just don't like that I'm on the same team as you. And
if you can show me evidence that you're a liberal, I'll retract that. But I haven't seen any evidence you're a liberal.
What's the purity test with you guys? Suddenly you guys have become the lefties. Everyone has to vow to vote for Newsom. We all have to do these gay purity tests.
This is further evidence.
Prove you're a liberal to me. Prove you're a liberal.
This is further evidence.
If I don't like Newsom, I can't be a liberal? Is that really your stance?
I don't think.
I don't like Newsom, I can't.
What liberal beliefs do you have?
I believe that we should expand healthcare and safety nets for people.
Expanding healthcare does not make you liberal, right? You can be a liberal and oppose that. You understand that, right?
Okay,
I guess let's start here. What?
Why is Wick even trying to get this guy? Why would you say no to this glorious content? Come on, you know this is entertaining.
What is a liberal? What is a liberal to you? What does liberal mean? Maybe we're using different definitions here, perhaps.
Well, you tell me your definition of liberal.
A liberal believes in there's three kind of pillars to liberalism. Free and fair elections. Okay, belief in that. The belief in equality under the law. So what that means is the rich and the poor are held to equal standards. Everyone is equal under the law, equal application of the law to everyone else.
Yep, I agree.
Okay? And the third is, I would say, free speech, free trade, free association.
Yep. Cool. I'm a liberal, bro. I love this.
So when you say things like I support access to free healthcare and things like that, that is not necessarily a liberal position. It has nothing to do with it.
I said I believed in expanding healthcare access.
Sure, but that has nothing to do with liberalism. You can believe in restricting healthcare.
Right. Well, I believed in all the things that you just said.
I don't believe you actually believe those things, and I'll give you one example. Freedom of association. Let's go back to the tweet that you posted. Let's go back to the tweet that you posted where you said that you were going to stalk a child for the next 35 years and assure that he never works again because of his beliefs.
What? What's wrong with these people, dude? What?
Do you think that is a belief and showcases a belief in free speech?
In free speech, well, I mean, those would be private businesses making a determination based on someone's character whether or not to employ them. So yeah, I don't see any problem under liberalism.
So you don't see any contradiction to believing in free speech, to going around, going to people's employers,
free speech does not mean that private enterprises ensuring that they never work in those places. That's not what free speech means. Are you that retarded? Is that how retarded you are that you don't understand free speech? Free speech protects you from government imposing upon your speech.
No, you fucking moron. That's the First Amendment. You retard. You understand that there's a difference between the First Amendment and free speech as a concept, correct?
Okay, I do.
So you don't. Okay, got it. The First Amendment.
Exodia Wick, let's go. Exodia Wick.
Amendment is a law we writ into the Constitution that does protect the people, the citizenry, from the government. However, free speech existed as a concept before the First Amendment and is separate from the First Amendment as well. That exists as a concept. And liberals believe in free speech regardless of the First Amendment.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. Why are we
so you understand that you had no concept of what free speech actually is, and you have demonstrated that you do not believe in that for people that you think have said the wrong thing.
Well, you've said it.
So when I called you not a liberal, I was correct.
Doing wrong.
You were correct.
Yes. Good. We've gotten that out of the way.
We got there, bud.
We did.
You've purity tested me. I can't be part of your liberal club.
I mean, you're just not.
Yeah, well, you've purity tested me, and you're the arbiter, right? You get to say who can be in the club.
Yes, I can make decisions on who I believe is a liberal and who I is not. Who do you outsource your decision-making skills to?
I look to you, Wick. I said, what would Wick do?
No, you don't, because if you did, you wouldn't be acting as you
I'm like everybody else. I don't watch you, okay?
Okay. And yet here you are. So you also wanted to talk about me sweeping for Destiny. Do you want to do that now, or do you want to do that later?
Well, what I want to talk about is Destiny's crimes. Let's just talk about one of them, okay? And then we can talk about the sweeping thing. Does that sound fair?
Go for it.
Okay, so do you believe that Destiny recorded...
Is Wick Destiny's lawyer? Is Wick Andrew Brettler? What is going on?
With grinder hookups without consent or knowledge of the other party, and then distributed those clips to people online.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, I cut out for a minute.
Yeah, do you believe that Destiny recorded from his pocket one-night stands with grinder hookups and also Cherry, and then distributed those recordings online, and he did this without the knowledge or consent of the other party?
No. I don't know if he did that or not. I know that's the accusation.
I will say no. I will say no. But I'm not gonna fault Wick for this. Okay. I'm not gonna fault Whick for this because I don't think Whick catches up on like Destiny lawsuit drama or whatever the fuck, right? I don't think that is the case. Okay. Because the way I look at things is yeah, I don't know. I just don't really expect people to follow things as closely as I do. So I guess I just don't really expect much here.
But
well, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you know anything about it? Well, why does it have to go through court? Before you were able to use your discerning powers to say I wasn't liberal. And now it's like, well, if the court doesn't tell me what to do, I have to outsource to the court. If the court won't tell me, I can't make a decision.
Because the people who have accused him of this have also lied about
they're bad people. Yeah, they're bad people.
Yes. If you lie, your credibility goes down. And if your credibility goes down, it makes it harder for people to believe you.
Destiny lies all the time, so why doesn't his credibility
I don't believe him out of the goodness of my heart. And in fact, I think there are serious allegations that need to be looked into. And that's why it's best that it goes through third party like the court so that they can separate the truth from the lies. My position is, and always has been, Destiny did wrong things. He did bad things. They might even be illegal. But that is not for me or you to arbitrate. It is something that the courts can do.
Well, no, actually, we can make decisions. Well, no, this is...
Hold on, what problem do you have with this position?
Well, the problem I have is that you're, right after you just got done giving me like a speech about where do you outsource your thought to, now you just want to dodge the whole topic by saying, well, the court should decide, the court should decide. Well, you can look at the evidence and come to some kind of like educated assumption. Like if I look at all the O.J. Simpson evidence, I can say like, yeah, maybe he murdered that person. We have evidence. You could look at it and you could come to some kind of conclusion on your own. You could still sit at like, well, ultimately the court could decide, but you don't want to do that first part. And you don't want to do the like, I come to
I've seen some
because you have
evidence,
a monetary investment in Destiny.
Hold on. My problem is the evidence isn't as one-sided as you claim. And two, again, it's been a while since I've looked over the recordings and things like that. But two, the evidence comes from sources that I do not trust. And
the
also
evidence comes
have
from
turned
Destiny's
out
own
to be
DMs
incomplete.
with Rose. Some of the evidence comes from Destiny's own DMs with Rose.
Again,
he says in those DMs that he recorded from his pocket while he sucked the guy off.
Yes, but did the person know about it?
I don't know, Whick.
I don't know either. That's the problem.
Right. You're like unwilling to even like really discuss it. You're just like the court.
What are we doing here? We're discussing it.
No, but what we're doing here is you're like constantly sweeping and dodging the way to the court.
How is that sweeping or dodging?
Because I want to have a talk about the evidence we do have and what assumptions, what like guesses. They are guesses ultimately, but what assumptions we can make about what likely happened. And you don't want to have that conversation. You just want to say, well, until the courts look at it. What if the courts never look at it? Is it just like a tree falls in the woods and nobody's around and so it didn't happen?
We're here. We're discussing it right now. How is that dodging the conversation?
So let's discuss it. Do you think it's a reasonable assumption? Like, let's just put ourselves in the position for a moment. Let's try to use our imagination. We're having a one-night stand with a guy from Grindr. Do we sit there and go, hey, do you care if I record this? And he's like, well, okay, you can record it, but it has to be from your pocket because I'm scared about my face. And then Destiny goes, okay, well, can I just have like free distribution rights to send this to whoever the fuck I want in perpetuity from now until the end of time? And the guy's just like, yeah, that's fine.
Man, this guy thinks a lot about this. I feel like this guy might be self-reporting. Is that how his Grindr hookups go, or?
Like, obviously that didn't happen. Obviously, he just never fucking happened.
Okay, two things. If you're going to record sucking a dick, you just want the audio. A pocket's a good place to put it, right? Because it's close to the dick. Okay, but second of all, there are two questions here. One, did he get
Okay, I'm taking notes. Okay.
consent to record? And two, did he get consent to distribute? I'll just freely admit to you that he probably didn't get consent to distribute.
Yeah, I agree with you. Even
that was wrong. He should not have done that. Does that rise to the level of illegality? I don't know. But is it something that you can condemn him for? Certainly. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, even this, though, I find kind of a sweep. Because when we just go,
when I say it's wrong, he shouldn't have done it.
Can I talk?
Is that sweeping?
I'm going to explain why.
Okay, explain why.
Can I talk?
Go ahead.
All right, thanks, bud. So when you just go, well, it's wrong, he shouldn't have done that. I mean, it's not wrong, Whick. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. Imagine it from the other person's perspective. Like, let's imagine that they agreed to the recording or whatever. To just be like, you're a one-night stand, to have the fear that this guy is just distributing it all around the internet or that he's recording without your consent. Nobody should ever have to have that fear. It is disgusting. And it is like kind of tantamount to rape. Destiny said one time that not disclosing your trans status and then like hooking up with somebody was tantamount to rape. Well, recording somebody without their consent and distributing it across the internet is tantamount to rape.
It's not even close to rape.
I know. It's tantamount to rape, but go ahead.
It's not, this is a problem. Like, I would agree with you distributing.
It's disgusting.
Like,
let's just say it's disgusting.
When I was in the military, there were a group of young men primarily, it wasn't all young men, that would record their trysts with hookups on various occasions, okay? And when we were in like the truck waiting on a plane to land so we could fix the plane and things like that and do our checks, they would show people in the truck like, oh, look at the tits on this girl that I banged last night and things like that. It was kind of disgusting. You're correct. It was gross, but they did. I did not like that. I think that was wrong of them to do. And in the sense that Destiny engaged in that behavior, that was also wrong, disgusting, gross, whatever you want to call it. Does that make these people rapists? No. Would I ever call these people rapists?
Well,
no.
it's a massive violation.
Do I say that that's the worst thing that anyone has ever done? No. There are people who did far worse things.
Well, dude, this guy is like free XP for Whick, okay?
And there are far worse crimes, right, that go on in the world than that. Is it something you can condemn them for and should condemn them for? Absolutely. And I do. How is that? So when I say, and I want to be very clear, that to the extent that Destiny engaged in that behavior, that was disgusting and gross and he should not have done that. It's wrong. And I'll even go so far as evil. Is that sweeping?
It is evil. I agree with you.
Is that sweeping? But that's always been my position. You understand that?
Okay, and can we talk about something real quick?
Hold on, no, you wanted to talk about me sweeping.
Well, it's about
talk about these things. We're going to talk about
what you just said.
You can't dodge and run away when you aren't getting the answers and responses you like.
Okay, let me say something. So when you asked me to come on, you said something about like, let's see if you're not a liar and a soulless husk.
Yes, I think you're a soulless husk and a liar.
Okay, all right, can I speak? I don't collaborate with an evil man who violates consent. You do. So if anyone's the soulless husk here,
funny.
it's you. And you do it for money, Whick. You do it for money. You are a soulless fucking husk.
So when I have people on, it is not one, like...
This is the most Kino thing. Oh my god, I wish we could have content like this every day. This is so Kino.
Like, approval of their behavior. I have bad people on all the time. I have you on right now. Someone who I believe is a liar and a soulless husk.
I am
right? I have people on who are Nazis. I have people on who are far leftists, who are Jew haters, right? I have people on who disagree with me on every particular, okay? Because I believe that ideas and discussion can be had with people regardless of the quality of the people. That said, okay, I don't think Destiny, even though he has done things that I condemn, is necessarily an evil person because he has also done things that I approve of.
Oh, okay. So if like I approved of a bunch of shit Trump did, but I thought he was like evil Epstein client, that would be okay. He would be evil,
I would
because
have Trump on my show.
He did some good stuff. He did some stuff I right.
I would have Trump on my show, right? If he wanted to come on the Whick show, I would have him on. That's not what we're talking about.
We're talking
even though
about
I think that Trump is a threat to the Constitution, a threat to the free speech, beyond which I have ever seen in America in my generation, in my lifetime.
Whether they're evil or not.
Like this idea that I should not have someone on my show, or that I should be condemned that I have someone on my.
Yeah, but the anti-fans would unironically blame you for having Trump on the show. Like, I feel like that's something that they would legitimately go at you for. They'll be like, why are you platforming a fascist? Why are you platforming Trump?
Show because they have done things that are wrong or reprehensible.
You think they wouldn't say that?
There's further evidence that you're not liberal.
That's not what we're talking about.
It is what we're talking about.
No, can you let me speak? Like,
I've been letting you speak this whole fucking time.
Okay, let me fucking talk then, you fucking retard. We're not talking about whether you'd have them on your show. We're talking about whether they're evil or not. You just said Destiny's not evil, even though he's done some evil stuff. He did some stuff I agreed with. And I said, okay, so if I liked some stuff Trump did, but I thought he was evil, like he did some evil stuff, he wouldn't be evil. And then you went on this fucking gay speech about how you'd have Trump on your show. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about whether they're evil or not. Can you follow the thread of conversation?
If I
fucking retard?
do 1,000 good deeds in my life, I put my body out to feed I cut off my arm to feed the hungry, right? I donate all my salary. Shut up. You can't help yourself, right? You just keep yapping, okay? If I give all my money to the poor, but then one time I do something that's wrong, right? Maybe I kick a baby, okay? Am I a good person or an evil person?
Okay, well, let me ask you.
Answer the question.
All right. Well, it would depend, right? So
yes, exactly. Oh my God, you're getting it. It would depend. You have to weigh the totality, holistically, of who a person is, their behaviors and actions, and even though there might be some bad in there, if the good outweighs the bad, are they an evil person? It's not an easy question to answer, but when it comes to Destiny, I think holistically, looking at him overall, for me, the answer is he's not an evil person, even though he has done things that I condemn vociferously.
Because we need him to beat Trump. He's the only one. He's Neo.
I actually don't agree with his methods.
You know, nobody tell this guy the founding fathers owned slaves, okay? I think he would actually be so devastated. He'll be so devastated to learn that the founding fathers owned slaves, okay?
We need to let him rage. Okay, so let's say you kicked that baby, and then for the next year, anyone who brought up you kicking the baby, you like doxed them and slandered them and had like whole streams where you like got everybody to harass them and called them a fucking whore and shit. And, you know, then I would say like, yeah, you probably are kind of evil. Like I know you did all that good shit, quote unquote good shit. I don't know if that's ever really that great, but you did all this quote unquote good shit. But yeah, now you are acting in an extremely evil manner. You just kicked a baby and you're trying to like hide it.
So do you understand the distinction here between you are doing something that is evil versus you are evil?
Yeah.
I hope this VOD is 3 hours long. What do you mean? Yes, it is. This one is 3 hours long.
There's a distinction.
Yes,
there is. Hell yeah.
And I disagree. I think that he's done evil things, but I don't think he's evil.
What did you think of his doxing of people? Did you think any of that was...
against his doxing. I am against doxing done to him as well.
Well, how about the Saba-sexual...
Hold on, are you against people doxing him? I want this on record. Are you against people doxing him?
Yes, I am actually very anti-doxing. I do not like doxing.
So when you go around following Nathan, Destiny's son, and say publicly that you're going to stalk his employers and potential employers and make sure that every time he's trying to get... Hold on, let me ask a question. You won't let me finish the question because you know what this implies.
Well, that's what Destiny
when again, you've gone through and you claim, right, that you are going to go to his employers and that you're going to make sure that he doesn't get a job, and you say you're anti-doxing.
Love this type of content, that's why I have Foodshops. Exactly. Guys, don't let Musebook carry all the weight, okay? Keep in mind, all right? Donations are what drives me, okay? Donations make me happy, okay? If you want to see me happy, I want to see donations, okay? My career, can I even call it a career? My career is not possible without people who donate, okay? So please keep in mind, all right, remember to donate. I love my job. I love what I do, okay? I look forward to it every day, okay?
Understand how these are in conflict and intention, that you can't be both?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, Wick. I don't take that tweet very seriously. It's not like a serious thing I'm going to actually do in 30 years.
Oh, is it just a joke, huh?
Well, no, it's not just a joke. It's just sort of like, look at this evil little, well, I almost had a slur there, but look at this evil little fucker, I don't take it very seriously, so I don't intend to dox him, and I am very anti-doxing.
Okay, just going to read you the tweet again. I'm just logging some of Nathan's insane racism, pedophilia, and Nazi maxing because I will ensure when Daddy's money is all gone, Nathan never gets a job for the rest of his life. Dude's going to be 35, applying to Walmart, and they'll get an email from me with pics like this.
That's fine. It is fine.
It's fine. It's okay. Do you think that's an evil act?
What? That's such an unhinged thing to say, though.
Is an evil act. Well, yeah, here's the thing, Rick. I've already kind of laid this out for you. I'm not like pro going after people's kids. The only reason
that you are going after, and you said that you're going after his child. That you're going to go after his child and ensure that his child never works.
I'm literally explaining it to you. Hold on. Don't explain it to me. Let me jump in here and I'll explain it to you. Are you going to let me explain it or what? Yeah? Okay. So I am not pro going after people's children. The only reason why Nathan is a valid target for that is because Destiny himself routinely...
Like, okay, just so you know, okay, this person, if you guys missed it, okay, if you guys missed it, this person is literally talking about doxing, like not doxing, but like trying to ruin Nathan's life, okay, and that is way worse than just simply doxing, right? Doxing is just simply making information public maliciously. Ruining someone's life is ruining someone's life, and I shouldn't be explaining why it's worse, okay?
It goes after people's children, and Destiny believes in a tit-for-tat world. This is the world he wants to live in. And as I stated before, when I was doing this, I said to Nathan, because he would say, like, hey, fuck off. I said, listen, if you don't like it, just block me. And he did. So, like, I don't know, like, I am at least not, like, posting to 40,000 people, like, hey, look at this person's retarded child, or lol, these girls drowned.
Yes, just so.
More anti-snark Slop, please.
Oh, I wish, okay? I wish. All right, but a lot of them get old really fast, okay? You have to be really careful. Yusuf, thank you so much for the $10, okay? Not only is it such a niche in which you can't really grow yourself out from, like, career-wise, but in addition, you kind of have to do it a little bit more occasionally, because otherwise you'll pigeonhole yourself career-wise, okay? But thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate that, all right? Because I find that this kind of content is the best when it's enjoyed like a treat, okay?
Texas, like, for you to get all fucking mad at me, I am anti-doxing. I am against doxing. But again, if you look through my shit, you will find me post some stuff about Dan. And the reason I did that is because, again, these people want to live in this tit-for-tat world. They want to dox. Well, fuck it. You want to dox
people,
with people, you have no legitimate reason to.
What the
fuck? You understand that this is the exact same argument.
Oh, wait, posting about Dan? Actually, I'm guilty of that. Okay.
That Destiny makes to justify his doxing of you guys, right?
No, but
stop. Hold on. Are you going to let me reply? You went on this whole rant. You went on this whole rant about all this bullshit. Let me reply. You understand that you are making the exact same argument that Destiny is making to justify his bad actions, and I do consider them bad actions, in doxing others. They are the exact one for one, the same argument. So if you are justified or consider yourself justified,
yes, I am,
then surely he is too. Correct?
No, he's not justified because his are bullshit. That's the reason why, like, they are also, like, valid targets. They weren't before this. Like, I would not justify, like, the kind of doxing that chaos.
But you did dox Dan,
prior to all this. No, I did not dox Dan.
Well, then what information were you referring to that you said if you go through your feed, you would find you posting information about Dan?
At one time, I replied to somebody with the name of Dan Wolf, but I have since deleted it.
You understand that that's a form of doxing, correct?
Yeah, I do, you fucking retard.
Okay, but you just said, not 30 seconds ago, that you never doxed Dan, correct?
Are you actually like retarded? Like you don't seem to. It's like you don't have object permanence, but from one
Hold on,
to another.
30 seconds ago.
Oh my god, dude, this guy gets all of his insults from Queeman, okay? Like, these are all very Queeman, these are all Queeman insults. Fuck me, dude. Like, it's so easy. It's so easy to just, like, simply identify, like what they're doing. Like, these are all, like, Queeman's, like, fucking insults that he says, alright? Oh, you lack object permanence, or you're just genic, blah, 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 right? Yes.
Maybe a minute ago now, you said, I don't dox Dan, I've never doxed Dan, and then a minute to 30 seconds later, you said, I posted his workplace online.
No, that is not what I said. What the fuck is wrong with you? That is not
Thanks for attending.
roll back the clip if you like.
I said I posted his wife's name.
Not workplace, wife's name. That's also doxing, you moron.
No shit, you fucking retard. I'm explaining it to you. Like, what is it? You are.
You said you never doxed Dan, and then you said, well, actually, no, I posted the name of his wife.
Oh my god, are we literally gonna like get bogged down in your autism, like stopping every 5 seconds? Are you gonna?
You keep lying every 5 fucking seconds, so yes.
Okay, so I don't get to explain it, I guess.
You've been explaining it, but you consistently lie.
Well, you're not letting me speak. You're not letting me speak more than like 5 seconds.
Because every 5 seconds, I have to clarify because you say contradictory things. You say, I never doxed Dan. Oh, but also, I posted the name of his family member publicly online.
Okay, so prior to Destiny's
I
doxing
guess, I
story,
don't know.
I would never justify the kind of doxing that like KF did to him, like posting his address, etc. I don't agree with any of that. That's really bad. Once Destiny started going on a doxing spree, and in particular, the people that he targeted not really like, even fitting his own justifications for why they should be doxable, I think since that point, these people have made themselves a valid target for basically the same sort of thing. Like, will you tell me, what is the justification for doxing Esports Batman? Is it just that he said legal takes that Destiny didn't like in a server?
One, I don't think that was right of him to dox Esports Batman. I think it was wrong. Okay, I don't justify
so if
that.
he, in his tit for tat world,
I think that Destiny is wrong when he doxes. His justification.
Right, so he did an
for doing,
incorrect
let me finish. Let me finish. His justification for doing so is also wrong. But in the same light, your justification is equally wrong.
No, because I'm doing it to people that deserve it.
You're doing it for them. You're doing it to the people who deserve it. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, isn't that like Destiny's justification too? Oh yeah, you should do it to people who deserve it or whatever. I mean, except that in Destiny's case, like these people do unironically deserve it, right?
They deserve it. Okay, I got you.
Gotcha.
And
also, too,
so
if
someone raped your child, do you get to rape theirs?
No.
No, even though they did it to you.
Okay, but let me ask you.
Hold on, even though they did it to
I mean, okay, if I speak up in trouble,
it's tit for tat.
No.
Okay, great. So even though someone doxes someone you think doesn't deserve it, does that make it okay to dox them?
If someone has the position that life should be tit for tat, someone swings at me, I swing back at them, and then they dox somebody, yes, they are a valid target for doxing. So if the person who raped your child wanted to live in a world where tit for tat, then no, should you rape your child? Obviously not. But like, you get what I'm saying. Like,
no, I don't. I think if you hold that position and you think that someone believes that they should live in a tit for tat world and they rape a child, then tit for tat, right? You should do unto them as they have done unto you.
I would not do that because that's like definitely a step too far. But this is the world that Destiny wants to live in, so I use his same logic against him. And I'm an anti-Destiny.
And again, you weren't going after Destiny; you were going after his child.
And why did I do that?
right?
Because he went over after someone else's child in your position.
Correct.
Okay, so
wait, did
again,
you do it?
Hold on. So you do believe that it's okay to go after someone's children if they go after other people's children?
No, I believe it's okay to go after Destiny's child because
only Destiny specifically.
Yes.
Okay. No other kids, just Destiny's kids.
Right. And why is that? Can you explain it back to me, Whick?
So in your position, you think that because Destiny is engaging this heinous behavior against other people, you accuse him of going after other people's children, that makes his child fair game.
No, you missed a step. So why is it that it's okay to do it to him, but it wouldn't be okay to do it to other people?
So why is it okay to do it to him? Because he's past the threshold of heinousness in your mind.
No, it's because he prescribes this tit for tat.
Okay, no, you're correct. Because he has a value system that makes it okay for him to do it, so it's okay for you to do it to him or his child.
Correct. And I wouldn't do it to somebody else, but because this is what the world he wants to live in, it's okay to do it back to him.
So you understand the problem that I and others have with that line of thinking? Not just for you, but when Destiny gives that line of thinking, right? I have a problem with both.
Well, when he stops, I'll stop.
When he stops, you'll stop? I don't believe you.
Yeah, I will.
I don't think you'll stop.
Well, let's get him to stop. If he doesn't say anything about anybody's kid for the next 6 months, I'll go the next 6 months. I won't say shit about Nathan, okay? Nathan is
I want to just make it clear that the fact that you think it's okay to go after someone's child because the person's father or the person's father has done something that you don't like is evil. That is an evil act.
I'm evil.
You are engaging in evil.
Well, Whick, I've done 1,000 good things, so don't worry about it.
I haven't seen them. The only interactions I've ever had with you are you misrepresenting, lying, harassing, going after children.
Did Dan dox anyone? Yes.
I have not had positive interactions with you. Maybe it's the
Well, of course
case
you
that in
haven't,
your private
because
life that you are a saint.
sleeper for Destiny, so
But I
everything
don't know
say
you.
You think is like a lie, yeah. So let's talk about some of Destiny's other crimes. Is that
Go
cool?
ahead. Go ahead. I'm waiting.
Okay, so do you agree that Destiny doxed Rose?
Destiny doxed Rose. As I understand, he was trying to get her information so that they could.
Well, these are all like really easy arguments. Oh my god. These are all really, really easy. Like if you know the lore, like these are all really easy arguments to debunk, okay? Or it's either arguments to debunk or it's easy arguments to like double down on, okay? Either one of these would be fine. Yeah, these are all like level 1 arguments from Antifans. And I've already explained like 50 trillion times why these arguments are fucking retarded, right? But
like subpoena her for court. Is that correct?
No, that is.
No?
I don't believe that at all. No.
Well, that's what he says, though. Correct? Is that his claim that he?
I don't know. Is that his justification?
I don't know.
I've never heard him say
asking
that
you.
before.
You are far more knowledgeable about this than me am. But as I understand it, the thing is she had like he thought that she had leaked his information online, that he had basically put his private videos of him doing sexual acts on a kiwi farm.
So let's stop right there.
And that he hold on, let me finish. And that he wanted to find them in order to prosecute them for doing that.
Okay, so let's go step by step. All right. So he believed somebody leaked his information on the kiwi, right? He thinks Rose did that. When did that happen?
Okay. Again, in the timeline, he thought it happened when the initial leaks happened, where Kiwi Farm got a hold of him.
Like generally.
I mean, even more than that, right? Like, from his perspective, he could have never expected the plot twist that could have happened, right? Like, he couldn't have ever expected the fact that Rose was actually solo, right? From his perspective, Rose was in cahoots with Solo. From his perspective at the time, and very understandably so, by the way, all right, Rose was in cahoots with Solo. So, like, but yeah, like, she was free to be a target at that time. And not only that, like, he had to find her in the first place, right? You can't exactly do anything legally until you found her, at the very least. So, yeah, that attempt was trying to find her, like, as well, right? So, yeah, there's, like, multiple parts here, multiple moving parts here that justify Steven's actions.
Hey, what time that happened? It was like November.
Yeah, how was tiny?
December.
Like the most insane plot twist, right? Like I'm talking about like the most absurd plot twist to ever happen, okay? Which is like, oh yeah, Rose is actually solo. How do you predict that plot twist to happen? Like what? And in addition, I feel like he's still justified even if he knows that plot twist is a thing. Why? Because you still have to know who she is to save your court case, okay? If it means like throwing her under the bus, to win your civil court case or to like avail yourself of some kind of like crime or whatever the fuck, then yeah, I would say it's worth it, right? It's me or you, and I would rather choose you, right? Like even just going off of an ethical perspective, like it is understandable why somebody else might choose to sacrifice another person to save themselves, right? It's silly. And also, in addition, I find it funny that these people will blame Destiny, but they won't blame Pixie for dragging Rose into the court case in the first place, and also any of the actions done by the Antifans to harass Rose after she has been found out who she is, right? We're talking about sapiosexual, basically messaging Rose, sending like 40 emails or some shit, right? Like we're talking about that, right? Harassing the victim and the victim's family is insane, okay? Right? Like none of that even comes, like whatever Destiny has done, it doesn't even come close, not even close to that, but yeah.
24, right?
So like over a year ago, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it was like November, December. When did he post the information to his chat, taunting KF to dox Rose?
Taunting KF to, I don't know.
He did it, I believe, in June. So, and also, too, I think you are
June of
wrong, because I think, of 25. How would he do it in June of 24? That would be fine.
I don't know. I'm asking.
Okay.
Clarify.
So he did it, I believe, in June of 25. It may have been May, but it was like May, June of 25. And actually, now that you've kind of jogged my memory, I believe we have him. I don't have the receipt right on hand, but I believe we do have him on record somewhere saying that, like, the reason he did it was like to stop them from maybe doing further leaks. That justification.
Yeah, he wanted to take them to court for it.
Okay. The funny thing there, though, is he never did subpoena Rose. It was Pixie's team that actually like did the subpoenaing of Rose. He actually got chastised by the judge for constantly going, oh, why isn't Abby here? Why isn't Abby here? When he had yet to produce Rose and was relying on some of her knowledge. But he never did subpoena her.
Okay.
Yeah, so like this whole thing sounds like basically a lie. That it's like a cover he's giving. But even let's say
why do you think
that
he
was
did it, then? What, like In order to do what?
So-
Why was he doing it?
Okay, so here's why he did it, is because he is, a lot of you guys think he's like this 40 chess genius, but he's actually like an emotional spur. And he had a group, he's already admitted this, he had a group on Discord that was trying to find Rose. I think that group was unsuccessful.
Trying to find Rose, why?
Why were they trying to find Rose? I don't know. I honestly...
Or you need to find out who she is, where she is, in order to serve her, right? You can't just say, yeah, there's this person whose real name I don't actually know about, whose face I actually don't recognize, from a location that I don't know where she lives, and yeah, we need to find her and track her down legislatively, right? Like, you realize the judge and the lawyers are not going to be doing that work, right? You're the one that has to be doing that work. Not Steven, you're the one that has to be doing the work into finding who she is if you want to succeed legally. Okay, nobody out there is gonna be doing your work for you. Okay, so you're gonna have to be the one to find out who Rose is, where Rose is, blah blah blah, right?
Well, to let you know why they say, and they could be lying, I don't know, but they wanted to find Rose because they believed that that Rose or her boyfriend or someone, I'm not sure the details, leaked a bunch of his information, right? And that accusations were being made that Rose had said some things or done some things, or he had done some things with Rose or things, and they wanted to get that on record and in court. So they wanted to find her so that they could get her to court.
Okay, but once she was found,
yeah, that's correct. Yo, I'm actually surprised. Okay, good job.
he wasn't the one to subpoena her for a deposition.
I don't know.
It was Pixie. So that all kind of like rings a little hollow. But let's say that was the justification. Is the appropriate course of action to post her stuff to taunt Kiwi Farms, who you think are a bunch of like doxing psychos, to find her? Is that like the move there?
I wouldn't have done it, but if you wanted to
Well,
find
that's a cop out.
someone,
I'm not asking.
people
No,
who are
no,
good
Wick,
at finding
that's a
people,
cop
right?
out. Wick, that's a cop out. Is that an okay thing to do? Is that like a moral?
I think it's a
thing?
morally, like, depending on the reasons, it could be morally neutral. Like, if I needed to find someone, if someone had accused me, or someone had...
I'll say it's morally good, okay? I'll say it's morally justifiable, okay? Like, obviously, in an ideal scenario, none of this, should have happened, right? Like, in an ideal scenario, but we're not in an ideal scenario, because it's like someone is getting sued in, like, the fucking first place, right? So, obviously, like objectively, like, by definition, this is not an ideal scenario. But
let's say someone...
So we can use people that we think are like
someone kidnapped my
child.
Someone kidnapped my child, and I needed to find them. I would exhaust every single option, including going to Kiwi Farm, saying, "Hey, this is information I have. Help me find them."
Okay. Do you think that's maybe like kind of an extreme example?
It is an extreme example to illustrate a point that there are instances where it's okay to use people you think are crazy
but again,
in order to get
you're doing weasel
information.
language.
That's not weasel language. That's giving you an answer to your
Let me
question.
explain to you why. Let me explain to you why it's weasel language, okay? Because
These
I'm
people are
asking you,
insane.
was this instance of it okay? And you're going, well, I'm just explaining that there are some instances where it could be okay, and I would.
My answer is I don't know if this was okay in this case.
You can't make a judgment here.
No.
Interesting. Okay.
Why do you think it was not okay?
Interesting.
Hold on. Explain.
Well, if the stance here, right, the
Wow.
justification for doxing.
So in the hypothetical here, we're looking at is they were trying to find her so that they could get her information for court on record. Why is it wrong to go through Kiwi Farms to do that?
It's amazing. I was answering just that question. You decided to ask it again.
Just to clarify, just make sure you're on topic.
Yeah, you're the one that needs to stay on topic, bro. But okay, when he was justifying doxing and making death threats against jstlk and Queeming, the reason, the justification that he gave for that was that these people were associating with Kiwi Farms and directing people to Kiwi Farms where doxes exist. Destiny then posted Rose's information to get Kiwi Farms to dox her. So yeah, if you can make death threats against somebody for pointing to a dox, it seems a little fucking strange that you would then turn to that same site, those same people, to find somebody for you for a court case, who then you later, your whole reason, I'm going to subpoena or whatever, it ends up not actually happening. The other side does it.
They beat him to finding her. Is that not true?
No, that's not. Well, yeah, they found her, but I'm saying that.
Okay, so
like,
just to be clear, they did find her first, and that's why they subpoenaed her first, correct?
No, her information was posted on Kiwi Farms. Everyone
Who's this talking? Wick.
had access to it at the same time. You fucking retard. By the way, too.
But they
Destiny
subpoenaed her
told-
first. Is that evidence that Destiny wasn't?
Oh, okay. So the other team beat her to it. Yeah, he didn't want her anywhere near this.
Why not?
But because he's afraid of what she might say.
But she did testify, correct?
Well, yeah, she did. Yeah.
What did she say?
So,
What was her claims?
do you want me to go through the entire deposition with you?
Give us
Why
the
don't we
main
just
one.
go watch Destiny's stream on it? The main one? I don't know.
What was the result of her testimony? I guess.
Oh, I see. We're doing the like. What did Destiny tell us in the stream?
No, I'm
this all
asking what you
resulted to?
think.
Yellow dude? Okay, first, I'm Asian. Second, I'm not a dude. Third, my name is Foodshops, okay? Or Cat. Or
Let me think. What was Destiny's?
I didn't watch
conclusion?
Destiny's
Oh, well,
stream about this.
he's totally exonerated. Obviously, she said in the deposition, she was like, Destiny didn't do nothing to me.
Okay, what do you think that she said that condemned Destiny?
I'm not saying she said anything that condemned Destiny. You are such a fucking
You're not
retard,
saying
bro.
much
Can
at
you
all. You're just
follow a
making these
conversation?
vague illusions. Okay.
Okay,
But let's read some super chats because I do got to make some money off of you.
I want to do this for you. Yes, it's Oct 2000, okay? It's Oct 2000. It's a Destiny anti-fan, okay? Hardcore Destiny anti-fan, all right? Mentally ill, obviously.
Oh my god. Okay, go ahead.
$2 from Zephyr Hash to say, this is your IPAC check for the month. Be good, baby. Thank you for the $2, buddy. Josh Vet for $5. So he's in repeated non-consensual contact with a 14-year-old and tracking their life online with the intent to follow them into adulthood? Sus.
I'm gonna rape him.
Your words?
Okay.
Not mine. $10 from Gelatinous Rube to say, who is this F-slur coming after my Wickenfuhrer? Thank you for the $10. And he's not, well, he might be an F-slur, I don't know. $5 from Ellishness.
I am, actually.
I found out that Wick breathed the same air that Hitler might have breathed at some point. So there is no way I support Wick anymore. Well, thank you for the $5. $5 from Justice35 says, but Wick, you retweeted someone. That means you endorse every view they have. Also, this only applies to people I personally don't like. Also, Destiny bad. Thank you for $5. $2 from Zephyr Hash says, the Nurgles have been kirked into club, my liege. Okay, that's crazy.
Wait, what? Okay, I
Brew Crow, 9-month membership, tier 2. Look at you. Says, audience says,
Was that last
Yes,
one?
Ruben.
wrong. Ooh. Okay, $2 from More Often Topical say, on terrible people, whatever happened to Tully? First of all, Tully's not a terrible person. And I don't know, I think she just moved on to other things. $10 says to Doobie, says, to be fair, Dan has doxed multiple people who haven't doxed him or anyone else. So has Destiny. If they believe in tit for tat, doesn't that justify what this guy did?
Base Doobie,
And
you're a
Doobie,
king,
if
dude.
you
You
want, after
smashed
this
him
guy's
in
done,
that debate.
after we're done with him, if you want to call in and explain to me why it's acceptable
Doobie, that
to go after
retard
his
was
child.
talking over you so hard because he didn't want to see where you were going. Destiny would not let you get a point out. He was just ramming over you because he was afraid of the things you were going to say.
Me
You
or
destroyed
Doobie?
that fucking retard, and Wick helped him kind of navigate that debate because Wick's a fucking sweeper for Destiny.
Do you say so? $10 from Doobie to say, what should be the consequence for Destiny and others who regularly dox people who have never doxed anyone? I think that they should be publicly shamed for it. $5 from Ellishness. Does that mean he's okay with being doxed? Since he's willing to dox his kid and Dan's wife, he should be fine with also being exposed, tit for tat.
There's
Don't
DGG, the doxing
Don't
community.
dox anyone, okay? Even if they are doxers, like this guy. Don't do it. Okay. $20.
I'm hardly a doxer.
That feels like a veiled threat.
Just
but-
a little doxing, just the tip of doxing, okay? Destiny has been victimizing people by doxing, or his community tried to dox them. Most of these people have never doxed him, or anyone connected with him, or advocated for their doxing. What should the consequence be? Again, it depends on the action, but in most cases, I think we should shame, ridicule, things like that. What do you think the consequences should be, Doobie? I'm really curious. Do you think we should?
We probably
send him to
shouldn't
jail?
platform them
Do
for
we pull his
monetary
fingernails
gain.
out? Do we? What do we do? $2 from Justice. 35 to say this is what Destiny derangement syndrome looks like. Thank you for the $2. Okay, that said,
You guys are blue MAGA.
blue MAGA. What does that mean?
It means you adopt sort of like the same tactics and attitude that like a MAGA person, but you're just like morally lucky. You're on the liberal side.
What tactic has my audience or the people in my
Yeah,
audience?
calling criticism Destiny derangement syndrome.
I wouldn't call all
MAGA
criticism.
tactic.
Like, I've criticized Destiny in this call. Do I have Destiny derangement syndrome, Mr. Audience people? Or Mrs. Audience people, I guess? So it's not just criticism.
Okay, so
obviously.
listen, I'm going to control your show because you're doing a bad job. Let's get back on task. You wanted me to explain to you how you sweep for Destiny.
Yes, go
right?
ahead.
Okay, so you have a monetary incentive to have Destiny
He's
in
saying
your
that
show,
with pride.
and so
I know.
because of that,
I
you
know.
basically like defend
It's Pride
him.
Month.
Just there, you said like, well, what should happen to doxers? We should shame them. It's like very light shit. What we probably shouldn't do, Wick, is platform them for monetary gain. Like if somebody's doxing a bunch of people that don't deserve it, we probably shouldn't have that person on so that we can personally monetarily gain. But you do monetarily gain, and you probably gain more during those streams than most streams,
So-
right? So you're making money off him. Let me just finish. You're making
Oh, I
money
thought
off
you were
this
done.
guy. And so you will also, in debates, like say the Doobie debate, Destiny was ramming over Doobie because he was so fucking frightened of what was coming next. He couldn't let it out. So he would just talk over him, ramble over him. And you actually stopped Doobie and let Destiny talk. It was fucking wild, dude. But you do that because you need to kind of stay in his good graces. Because if you piss him off, he won't come on your show and you won't make as much money.
Full
I pissed off
hussy,
Destiny before, and I'll do so again.
or maybe he's always been a Nazi.
So here's the thing.
We'll do it for real, bud.
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, a couple things. One, I do tend to make more money than normal when I do have Destiny on. For the most part, there are times when I've only made like $10 with Destiny on too. It varies, but the most money I've ever made hasn't been Destiny-related streams at all.
Wow, that
Soy
defeats
Pill-
my argument.
Well, it does cast doubt into your framing. There is a huge financial
do.
incentive for me to turn on Destiny. The amount of money that I would be given by Doobie, for example, who has made statements that he doesn't support me financially as much as he would because I have Destiny on, and he won't watch me during Destiny, he won't donate to me during Destiny, and most of my money today has come from Doobie. There are also, in addition to having incentives, both financial and otherwise, to having Destiny on, there are also huge financial incentives for me to not have him on and turn on him. Do you acknowledge that that is true?
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of lost the plot there. Repeat that last part to me.
So, in addition to the true statement that you just made,
Jeez, I
that,
didn't
yes,
listen.
there is a financial incentive for me to have Destiny on my show. There are also financial and social incentives for me not to.
No, not really. I don't.
You don't think so? You don't think that I would make a bunch of views and money if I publicly denounced and turned on Destiny and started hating on Destiny publicly? You don't think I'd make more money?
I don't think there's anything you could do to like get more views. Like you are kind of an irrelevant nobody, and I think it wouldn't really matter one way or the other. You kind of get like the same. It's much better on the Destiny side of things because being in his good graces, you can pull way above your weight class and get a guy that you like normally wouldn't because you get like 40 viewers. Like nobody would talk to you. Destiny uses you to kind of like legitimize himself. It's like, well, Wick's going to be like my front man. He's going to go get me this debate with this person, and
So,
we're going to use his
front
platform
man?
to kind
Just
of
to be clear.
like whitewash this whole thing.
So just to be
Squid
clear,
Game?
not only am I an irrelevant nobody, But because I'm an irrelevant nobody, I am so irrelevant that Destiny uses me to legitimize him, right? And somehow
makes
both
no
of these
sense.
things work together. That somehow I am in this
Yes.
kind of Schrodinger's box type situation where I'm so irrelevant that no one pays attention to me, no one watches me, I have no influence, I have no interaction, but I'm also so
True.
legitimizing and powerful that I whitewash
Oh
Destiny.
my god.
Yeah, well, over the past year, Destiny has really struggled to get anybody to really want to like corroborate or collaborate with him or talk with him, debate with him. So yeah, he does resort to you, even though you're pretty low down the totem pole, to give like this veneer of like professionalism. Like, here's a debate space. We're going to meet on this neutral platform and have this debate, even though you're not neutral. You consistently kind of like give Destiny space and arguments, even when he's getting crushed and destroyed. You'll kind of like, well, you'll steel man his positions. You do all that kind of shit. So, but yes, even though you're irrelevant, Destiny has struggled so badly over the past year that yeah, he has used you as sort of this like front man to add this veneer of legitimacy to him.
How many times do you think a Destiny has
Squid Games
approached me
reference.
to be on my show specifically?
I have no idea, but I'm sure you do
Okay.
go there begging
Okay.
to him a lot.
You understand that if he wanted to do that, if you were correct in your assessment, that he would be coming to me?
No, not necessarily. Like, let's say that I know I have this like nagging retard that's like always begging to get me debates, but like I'm popping off, I'm like talking to Lex Friedman, so maybe I don't like see this nagging retard. But then like when I'm struggling, I might just like allow you to naturally do your nagging retardation and now accept more of the conversations. So no, I don't think it's necessarily that he has to go to you. You might be so desperate of a milkmaid that you're like constantly going there like, babe, can I just milk those udders a little bit, like please?
Okay, so
So he
you
just
understand
relies
that
on
Destiny's
that.
been coming on my show semi-regularly, not constantly, but semi-regularly for like 3 years now, maybe 2. And his reputation has been struggling for how long?
Like, I have no idea because again, nobody watches you, bro. So
Okay,
I have no
understand that
idea
you don't have
why
any
you're
idea.
coming on your
That's
show.
why you're making retarded statements that have no basis.
I
in
am
reality.
vibing
That
this.
is-
I'm not gonna lie. I'm just vibing this out.
we can tell, and you are doing about as
Foodshops, were you an actor on Squid Games? Are you just saying that because I look Korean?
I'd expect for someone who has no knowledge of the knowledge or information or really consistent worldview, and your only consistency is hating on Destiny. That's what makes you a soulless husk, by the way. You've drunk all this poison, right, into your veins, into your bones, and you're hoping that Destiny dies because of it, right? So you are guzzling down, right, jugs of this poison, this hate you have.
Destiny has been dying out for 2 decades. Yeah, that's what we call aging, okay? That's what aging is, okay? You're slowly dying.
For this individual, and it's not killing Destiny. It's not hurting him at all, really.
He is doing
but it
pretty
is
badly.
destroying you. You understand that, right? And I don't want it to destroy you. I think you're a horrible, horrible person. You go after children. My God.
Am I more evil than Destiny? Just out of curiosity.
I think so, but I'm not 100% sure.
That
But
is fucking crazy.
hold on. In the interactions I've seen you have, and in the interactions I've had with you, they have always been negative, and you have shown me
okay.
no redeeming qualities. Now they might exist, and I just may
Wow.
not know about them, but you just haven't shown me any redeeming qualities whatsoever.
I got you. So just for the record, Destiny is an
Thank-
evil. He's done an evil act where he's like distributed non-consensual recordings of gay hookups, and he's also like attacked
Hold on, you keep
children.
saying it's not
But
consensual.
because
How do we know that?
well, you before said that you agreed with me that the sharing of it was very likely non-consensual. You agreed.
It
on
was
that before.
probably he
Right.
didn't have the complicit consent to share, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So like I was saying, he is less evil than me, even though he's been distributing recordings without consent of, and the recordings might have been consensual, but the distribution, that is less evil than me tweeting mean things, even though he
Well,
also
you're not.
tweets mean
Let's
things
be
and also
clear. You're
goes
not
after
just tweeting
children.
mean things.
Okay.
You're not just tweeting mean things. You're doxing people. You're going after people's children.
Oh
you're
my
lying
God,
about people.
bro,
you're
this is
misrepresenting
crazy
people.
work.
And that
I
is, to
posted
be clear,
someone's name one
all
time and
you've
deleted
done
it.
that I have seen.
I posted someone's
That's
name
the
one
that's
time
the
and
extent of it.
deleted it.
You have done nothing of positive note other. Nothing of positive note whatsoever. The only thing that I've seen of you, and this is why I
imagine I'm more
clarified, that
evil
in
for
your
my
personal life,
quote-unquote
you might.
You know, sometimes I look at something like this and then I'm thinking to myself, you know, what would a Victorian child think of all of this? Then I think I would call CPS.
Be a saint?
Doxing
I don't
and
know.
Destiny.
But the only thing that I've ever seen you do is lie, go after children, and
All you do is lie, be bisexual, and eat hot chip.
dox people.
Destiny does that. Destiny does that. Destiny does that.
That is
Destiny
not
does
the
all those
only thing, nor again
Oh,
in the
okay.
same quantities.
What is the great thing? Let's say it. What is the great thing that excuses all that?
I don't think that there's an excuse. It's not how it works. But some of the
Well, that is what you're
positive
saying. You're
things that
saying
Destiny
he's not
has done.
evil.
Some of the positive things that Destiny has done is he actively works to make the world a better place. He actively goes
That's
to
a
bat
joke,
until
bro.
recently for liberal values, which I think makes the world a better place. He is willing to platform and help smaller creators. He is willing to work with pretty much
He
anyone and
fucks
have
all those
conversations
creators.
with anyone. And he makes very good, cogent arguments for values that I also
Let him
value.
rape, bro.
These
We
are
have to
all
let him
good
rape.
things. Does that make up for the bad? That's up for each person to decide.
Well, that is what you're
but
saying.
when it comes
You've already
to you,
decided.
I don't see any of that.
Well, you don't know me, bro. But
I don't.
okay.
That's why I'm saying in your personal.
Okay, all right, we can do the rape cage example, all right? So not even the rape cage example, like we can even go to an easier example, okay? Is it, okay, in order to save 5 million people, okay, 5 million people, okay, would you let Jeffrey Dahmer, would you let Jeffrey Dahmer rape and kill 5 more black men. I bet this awk person would be like, no. Okay, but I'll be like, no, but it's 5 million people. It's like legitimately like 5 million people. And this person would be like, no.
Life, maybe you're a saint. I don't know.
No.
But all I can judge is what I have seen. And what I have seen of you is these 3 things. Consistent lies about me and others, going after someone's children and trying to justify going after their children specifically, and doxing people.
Destiny also does that.
Again, you're missing
whose doxing was worse? I posted someone's name and deleted it. Destiny posted.
No, you literally want to go after Nathan, his child, right? That's unironically worse. No, that is worse. You're going after children deliberately. You want to ruin someone's life deliberately, right?
People's full addresses, their families, their telephone numbers. He posted it to his DDG chat, he posted it to the Dalavan Twitter, posted it to Doxban. So on the scales, right, we're doing evil scales here. If I posted a name and deleted it, Destiny's posting like full fucking doxes. Which one of those is worse?
So I think what's worse than that is going and saying that I'm going to follow around someone's child and for the next 35 years go to all their employers and make sure that they're never hired anywhere ever because his 14-year-old made some edgy fucking tweets online.
2070.
And I hate their fucking father. That is more evil.
Wick, I'll share my Google Calendar, and you can check back on this. Okay, I got it for 2070. Okay, it's a Thursday. We're going to do 3/15 2070, and you check back and see if I actually do it. Okay.
Oh, so you can just say it, and that's okay. You can just threaten.
Yeah, I can just say things on Twitter. That's the beauty of Twitter. Is I can just fucking say shit.
But when you say shit,
all the shit I say on there, bro.
When you make threats, like you have towards people's children, I am going to make judgments based on who you are and how you are as a person. And to be clear, I believe you when you say you would do this if you had the power to do it. You would absolutely do it. Because again, the things you do have the power to do, you have done. You have doxed people. You have lied about people. You have misrepresented things. These are actions that you are currently taking. Not only have you lied about other people and other people's positions, but you've lied about me specifically. And yes, I do take it more personally when you lie about me than when you lie about other people. And you've lied to me in this discussion several times where you've contradicted yourself, saying I've never doxed anyone, and then 30 seconds later, well, yeah, I did dox this one person.
I don't know what you're looking for you.
Well, I'm not looking for anything. I'm simply making an example of you. That's what you're here for.
Oh, I feel owned in this. I'm going to tell you what I really
look. I don't think you have the ability to determine whether you've won or lost a conversation. So what you think?
Yeah, I got you. You're the smart one here for sure. Wick.
Yes, that is just
for sure.
Between us. Yes,
yeah, you're the intelligent one.
Yes.
You follow conversations really well too.
I do. That's true.
All right, buddy. Well, I'm gonna say something. I was a little nervous to come on here because I don't normally do this sort of thing. But boy, man, I gotta tell you, as it went on, just more and more comments because you truly are one of the most retarded people I think I've ever talked to in my life. You cannot follow conversation to fucking save your life.
How can I follow a conversation? Bro, this guy was like spouting off random fucking ad homs and still was like spouting off. See, that's the thing. They talk mad shit. Okay, these guys like talk mad shit when it comes to like their anti-fan safe spaces, but the moment that it comes to like actually confronting someone, like they just run out of steam and like they're just super awkward, and it just shows how insane and insufferable they are. But
you grandstand when you go off topic when you're not like doing well. It's really pathetic. You are a Destiny sweeper. You monetarily gain off like engaging with him, and yeah, you also in that tweet you 100% were using deaths. You're taking deaths to make fun of right-wing shit.
Okay.
I promise this is the only clothing request from me. You don't need to explain anything, okay? You're the one who donated a bunch of money, all right?
Using those people's deaths.
Okay. This is, again, further evidence that you have a sub-room temperature IQ. You cannot possibly comprehend the results of what you're saying. You cannot accurately portray your thoughts and opinions, and you consistently lie about things. And I'm very happy with this, how this has went. This has been extra special. So I do. I do want to give you a compliment, though. I want to
give you one too. Can we both compliment each other?
Yeah, I'll compliment you first, and then you can go.
All right, go.
My compliment to you is that of all the people who are retarded, who say retarded shit constantly and make up lies, you are one of the few that has had the balls to come on and to actually put your money where your mouth is, so to speak, and come on and publicly make a fool of yourself. So I applaud you for that. Those who enter the arena, and I'm serious about this, anyone who enters the arena, win or lose, deserves a modicum of respect for that. Okay, so that is my compliment to you. You were brave enough to come on, and I do appreciate that. So thank you for that.
Okay, and I have a genuine compliment for you. A bunch of the DGG retards have all blocked me because they want to be in their little hug space. So I'm blocked on Twitter by everybody. But you, sir, even though I have harassed you quite a bit, have never blocked me. And you do sometimes reply to me, and you were kind enough to bring me on. And you were kind enough to give me space to talk about the thing I wanted to talk about. And, I appreciate that.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on.
Wow,
I'll talk to you later, okay?
That's epic.
All right, bye, bud.
Now kiss? No, Testicle Johnson. We're not going to kiss. That's insane, gang.
that was actually insane.
I obviously don't block people. I might mute them on occasion. I didn't mute this guy. But look, I think this is... Can we just take a moment to kind of soak it in, how that went?
That was horrible.
This is my problem. There are things worthy of condemning Destiny for. Absolutely. There are things that I condemn Destiny for. Okay? There are things that he's done wrong. But when every one of your accusers are like this dude, it helps you get away with shit because no one believes a liar. No one believes someone whose credibility is in the toilet. And I didn't need to misrepresent him. I could simply bring him on and have him speak his piece. Okay? It helps me. When my haters, okay, the people who are against me, that is the caliber of my hater, gang. That is the level of man who opposes me. Someone who thinks it's okay and cheers it on and laughs about it to go after someone's child. Not because of what the child did, but because of what their father did. That's insane. To justify it too. Look, Destiny going after people's children is bad. It's wrong. The only time I hear about that or know about that is him going after this guy who DDoSed him. That's the only one I'm aware of. There might be more, but that's the only one I'm aware of. And even then, while that's condemnable and bad, and he should not have done it, he's not doing it to get back at the guy's father. He was doing it because the kid was fucking with him, right? Which is a difference. So here's the thing. You could take two things that are bad, okay, and you can rank them. We don't have to say, this is bad, they're equal. They're not. Obviously, getting punched in the face, bad. You shouldn't punch people in the face. However, stabbing them 20 times with a knife, while also bad, is fundamentally a worse thing. So when judging people's actions, you have to take that into account. You have to say, okay, yes, this is bad, this is also bad, but one of these is significantly worse. Audacity says, $5, says, pretty good lead into your illiberal debate that's coming up. LOL. Yeah, that's next week. We got Hutch coming on. We got Dev coming on, right? And that's the question, like,
more?
Do the ends justify the means, right?
I'm being spoiled.
At what point is it okay to be illiberal or to do what some might...
$300 to have you wear something on stream, pretty cool. No, I mean, there's no hard or fast rule or whatever. It's like whatever I say yes to.
Consider illiberal actions in order to protect liberalism. Are there even illiberal actions? A whole bunch of things that we can talk about, and we will talk about, and it'll be great. It'll be fun. I wasn't going to stream today, but this guy, look, yesterday we had, look, I'll show you guys. Yeah, like yesterday, this Ace guy, you guys remember Ace? He was on my show and he appealed to Grok for everything. Yesterday, this guy kept blowing up my tweet, my notifications, my DMs, and not my DMs, I'm sorry, my replies and my quote tweets saying that I was a liar, that I had mocked the death of these ICE agents and things like that. I don't like being mischaracterized, and I took it personally, yes. So I kept challenging him and the people around him, like, if you think this is true and you want to discuss it with me, come on my show and show me precisely where I mocked the death of anyone. They couldn't do that. Neither could this guy. Just again, to let you see, to let you view it, here is the tweet in question. Dev says, here's a list of fallen ICE agents. The vast majority of modern ICE deaths are unvaccinated people dying of COVID. LMAO. Dev is mocking death.
There'd be a thing where we pay for perks. I actually set up a Patreon before, but yeah, at some point I was like, I'm not really maintaining this, so I'm gonna shut it down. But yeah, it'll be a great incentive to join more. It would be, I guess. Yeah.
I reply with, looks like the right-wing rhetoric did more to harm ICE than the left ever has. Tisk tisk. That is me walking right-wing rhetoric, which is a fundamentally different thing. But they don't understand these concepts, or many
You never mention your ADHD to your employer? I do, just in case.
of them do understand. They just pretend not to in order to try to get a duck on people that they fundamentally disagree with. To be clear, I don't think Ace actually comprehends the difference, right?
Set up your throne again? Maybe.
And Ace is a guy that's been quote tweeting me. He's a guy on my show who kept reading from Grok for like 10 minutes. Yeah. So I honestly don't think that he's capable of comprehending the difference here. But there are many people who I think are probably able to comprehend the difference. They simply choose not to in order to get their political dunks. And that happens a lot on both sides, right? Where
you said we could pay for chat to pick out your scarf or your player on that game. Oh, yeah, I remember that. But, you know, that was like for that moment. Thrones for NSFW, I think. No, it doesn't have to be for NSFW. Like my current camera actually came from Throne, but that was not NSFW.
people will pretend not to understand a thing.
Though, I guess a more higher quality camera does mean... Okay, stop.
And not to know a thing, and they'll try to just kind of misrepresent what's happening. But yeah, mocking death, and I've had debates on this, right? And I've had discussions on this with people. I don't think that you should mock death, even of Hitler, right? Even of really bad people. I think that it is a bad action. It's so easy to dehumanize others. But I do think it's okay and acceptable to mock rhetoric. If you have a group of people saying,
I mean, technically, every single time you insult someone, that's like kind of dehumanizing other people, right? But
left wing's rhetoric is putting ICE agents in danger. And then you look back and you look at the data and you say, oh, actually, it's the right wing rhetoric who has gotten ICE agents killed and hurt. That's not me mocking death. And I hope you all understand the difference. $5 from Real Determinatus to say Ace is the world champion at getting his ass beat by his own AI reinforcements, literally undefeated. True. But yeah, I think that anyone who wants to accuse me of a thing or says I am doing something wrong, you are always invited to my show. It might not be the day you want, right? Because I have a schedule and I have other things going on, right? But I always try to make time for you to have your say and to come on and to talk your shit, so to speak, and to actually confront me with an issue or not, right? But one of the reasons that I think that I don't take a lot of these accusations.
I want to get to an actual caller now.
Jump backstage. Hello.
Hello.
Oh no.
So you
How are you?
say I was dishonest about a few things.
No.
Yes. Before we get there, though, I want to answer your question earlier. You said something. It was like a.
Is this Doobie? This sounds like Doobie. This is Doobie, isn't it?
The super chat was like, I think, given that Destiny Dan had done all these things,
This sounds
people
like
dox him, whatever,
Doobie.
doesn't that justify what this guy's doing? I want to be clear. I don't agree with going after kids, whatever, at all.
So you
This
to
is
just be clear,
Doobie.
you aren't applying that to him going after Nathan.
It's
and doing
Doobie?
all that
Wait,
bullshit.
really? It is?
Well, yes and no.
Yeah,
So I
oh,
can
it is
understand
Doobie. It is
let me
Doobie.
explain.
Okay.
So I wouldn't do it. I don't agree with it. But if he's using the same standard that Destiny does, I think it does make sense because some of the people that Destiny's doxers encourage people to dox have children, have families. And all these people are put at risk by Destiny encouraging his community of like retards to go after them. So I don't think there's much wiggle room there, to be honest with you. I don't agree with it. I think it's all bad. But if that's a standard, then, that's a standard.
So just to be clear, you think that it is justified for the person I just talked to go after this Destiny's children because Destiny has gone
Not
after
that game
other
voice
people who had
anywhere.
children?
Jesus.
No, I think you're misunderstanding.
No,
So
please.
I think if he's saying, hey, I'm going to use Destiny's standard, and Destiny's standard is I'm going to put entire families at risk because somebody criticized me on the internet, well then I don't understand why what he's doing is so much worse than Destiny. I wouldn't do it. I don't agree with any of it, to be clear. But if he's saying, hey, I'm just going to do what Destiny does, Destiny does.
Okay, so there is a difference between going after someone who has children and then going after that person might put that person's children at risk, right? Might or might not. We can just
No, I think it does. I think it does.
I'll just grant you it does for the purposes of the discussion. But there's a difference between that and going after someone's kids directly. You understand that, correct?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
So far
One
as I know,
is significantly, in my opinion, significantly worse and more condemnable than the other because of the direct versus indirect nature.
Yeah, if
of
he'd
it.
actually followed through with doxing Nathan or whatever, and I think like there have been times where Nathan's come up in voice channels and whatnot, and I just said I don't feel comfortable talking about him or whatever, right? So I just don't feel comfortable even getting into whatever drama is there with Nathan, right? He's a young guy. Young people say
yeah,
shit
but to be
sometimes,
clear,
not a big
you brought this up, right? Like that's
deal.
what
Yeah,
we're talking
well, no, we're talking about it because the other guy brought it up and you were talking about it with him, so don't act like I just brought it up. But to be clear, I don't agree with going after Nathan. And if the guy has actually gone after Nathan and doxed him or done anything like this, I would say that's much worse than what Destiny's done. So far as I know, he hasn't. And I don't know this guy. I don't know what beef you have with him. I just jumped onto the stream randomly, right? So far as I know, he hasn't done that. You didn't mention him doing this. He made a threat. So far as I know, he hasn't followed through with it. But Destiny's actually followed through with this threats and dox people and put people at risk. So I think that behavior is worse than just a threat.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I meant by that. I don't mean it's good. I wouldn't do it. I don't support doing it. But I think if he's saying I'm going to go by Destiny's standard, well, that seems to be the standard.
Okay.
So anyway, the next thing is there are a few things. So the dishonest thing is going to take us way back, way back. Okay. But I wanted to talk to you first about I was curious about your free speech liberalism thing. Because you said that he demonstrated that he didn't support free speech and he was not a liberal.
Yes.
But I did not. Can you like flesh out like what you meant by that? Because it didn't really make sense to me.
Certainly. So this goes back to the Nathan thing though, right? He says that because of Nathan's comments that he's going to people's employers and ensuring because of his speech that he's going to be punished for his speech by going to the people's employers and making sure he's not hired. That is antithetical to the idea behind free speech. Do you disagree?
How is it? So is it because he's a kid or is it because
it would be doing to anyone? If he was like 80 years old, right? If Nathan was 80 years old and you decided, hey, this person said something I didn't like, and I'm going to try to ensure that there are secondary sanctions put on this guy, right? Or not secondary sanctions, but there are sanctions put on this guy, right? And making sure he's never going to hold a job again because I don't like what he said. That is antithetical to free speech.
Yeah, I don't understand that because like the typical line you hear from the left and the right about free speech is freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences.
Okay,
right? So as long as they're not
different types of
government imposed consequences, if these are like social consequences, i.e. an employer doesn't want to hire you because you were saying crazy shit online, I don't see how that is contradictory to like free speech.
Because when you are seeking to enforce consequences and saying, not only am I going to let like society decide for themselves on what should happen, but I'm going to seek to impose these consequences on someone, right? I think that is antithetical free speech. Again, specifically, not for his actions, but for his speech, for his ideas, for the things he has said.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
I don't like. So for
example, like Wick, if I were on the internet, like imagine I'm some random guy, I'm on the internet and I'm harassing women online, calling them sluts and cunts or whatever, fucking with them, making AI revenge porn of them and posting it around to fuck with them. Like I think it'd be reasonable to track me down and if I have an employer to let them know what I've been doing, right? So that there's some kind of consequence because what I'm doing is not legal. It's not illegal at that point, right? So to impose some kind of consequence, given that there's no legal recourse, I think it does make sense to say, hey, just so you know, guys, this person that you are family with or whatever is doing this crazy shit, which is a justification that Destiny uses to go after some of the people that he goes after, right? I think most of his justification is bullshit, to be clear, but that's a justification, right? These people are doing crazy things, so I'm going to dox them. And that's usually the justification when somebody gets doxed, right? It's like, hey, this person's doing terrible things. They're like a groomer or something, so everybody should know who they are. I think that makes sense. Like that is reasonable to me.
Okay. It might be reasonable to you, but it is not. We're not talking about like doxing and harassment. We're talking about, say you said, hey, I don't like women. I think women are yucky and gross, and I think they're less than men. You haven't harassed anyone. You haven't sexually assaulted anyone or anything like that. But this is an idea you have. And I go to your employers and I try to get you fired because you said that. Do you think what I'm doing is helping free speech or hurting free speech?
I think it's helping, actually. I would call it neutral, actually, because
neutral?
I think they're kind of disconnected from each other. Like, so if I say a thing and you disagree enough with what I say that you want people around me to know I said this thing, I mean, that's your free speech, right? You have the freedom to express this thing.
But with the intent of getting them fired from their jobs or
punishing
making
someone,
sure that they're not employed.
Yeah, I think that's totally within
What
the
about
boundaries
getting
of
them
free speech.
arrested?
If they did something illegal. But I think you'd be crossing out of the free speech line there.
Why does the
specifically-
government being involved matter here?
Because if they've done something that would get them arrested, they're probably out of the bounds of freedom of expression. Right? They've probably actually harmed someone in some way. Because in the United States right now, for the most part, we still do have freedom of expression. Right? So if the government is involved and is arresting somebody for a thing, they
So
probably
say-
cross that line.
Say someone saw that a student visa holder had made a op-ed that was critical of Israel, and they said, you know what? I'm going to report this to the government and to try to get their student visa to be taken away so that they get deported. Would that be pro-free speech, anti-free speech, neutral free speech?
I think if the government has crossed the line into punishing that sort of behavior, I think the government itself is enacting an anti-free speech policy.
Right, so this is happening. This is going now, right?
I know. Yes.
Yes.
So I agree that our government is not staying within the constitutional boundaries, I think.
Okay, but
that's pretty far from. But that's pretty far from like. Go ahead.
More than that, it's they are being critical and antithetical to the concept of free speech. So it's not just the law here. It's not just a legal thing. It's the idea of being able to speak your mind and not having society impose super amounts of consequences on you, right? Because you've simply spoken your mind, right? That is the free
there are
speech
plenty of
ideal.
things. There are plenty of things you could say that that society should impose consequences on you for. So, for example, if I were advocating just murder all white people or whatever, there should be a social consequence for that, right? So, like,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is the right way to go about it. Talking about how it's like anti-free speech. I think that not everything has to be framed as like a free speech issue. And I think that, in my opinion, this is especially something that I don't think needs to be like framed as a free speech issue. I think that there are plenty of great arguments that you could already go to in order to condemn Destiny's haters. You don't need to go to the free speech angle, but remember Brit's bubble? I'm glad that did not catch on. I don't know what you're talking
and it would be weird to say that trying to enforce a social consequence or encourage a social consequence is is anti-free speech in some way.
It is, though, because you are
I
trying.
don't understand it
So,
at all.
like, if I think if you are critical of Palestine or critical of Israel, I should say, and because you're critical of Israel, and I disagree with you being critical of Israel, I make sure to try to get you fired from all of your jobs to make sure that you're never employed again. That would be antithetical to free speech. It would be trying to punish you and impose the social consequences on you because we've disagreed with each other on a concept.
And I disagree with that. So I think it's a bad thing to do. But I think while all that person is doing, this person I disagree with, and I know this already happens, of course. People get like smeared as like an anti-Semite or whatever. But I think all that person is doing is using their freedom of expression to encourage a consequence for behavior that they dislike.
But they're doing
that is
so
still within the boundaries of free speech.
to
And I
silence
understand they're doing
others.
to try to suppress a type of expression.
Yes, they're trying to suppress a type of expression. Yes, that is anti-free speech.
Yeah, but that is something. No, because that is something you can do with your expression. So if, like I said, if you're saying a thing that I disagree with, and I think you should stop saying this thing, I can express my belief that you shouldn't be able to say that thing. And people
I'm not
should punish you for saying that
trying
thing.
to get yes. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm not saying that you should get fired for doing so. I'm not saying that the government should arrest you for doing so. I'm allowing you to do it. I'm critical of it, but I'm not going around to all your employers and all your friends and all your family and saying this is what you're doing and trying to get them to impose social consequences on you. That's the difference.
Yeah, I don't see. To me, what that means is that you're using your freedom of expression to try to impose a social consequence, not a government consequence, and which it seems totally fine to me. Like I really don't understand why that's an issue or why that's like opposed to liberalism in some way.
It is antithetical to the concept of free speech to try to impose your will in order to silence others, right? In order to stop them from speaking the thing that you don't want them to say, you are trying to get other actors to hurt them in some way. Not physically, perhaps, but socially, economically. That is clearly antithetical to free speech.
So if I was just like a total bigot against like
say you hated white, you hated Whick.
Yeah, say I hate white people, right? And I hate them a lot, right? I'm like posting male monkey memes and shit online constantly, and if anytime I meet a white person, I'd fucking call them some slur, right? Do you think it'd be wrong for people who have been subjected to that to let people know if they're going to interact with them, hey, don't interact with that guy, he's fucking crazy, he hates white people?
I think that there's a different.
What's the story behind Doobie? Doobie is just like one of the moderators or the main moderators, I think, on the politics server on Discord, like one of the most biggest like fucking Discord servers in the world. And he is just like, he might unironically just be like a fucking fascist cunt. But yeah.
Between saying, hey, this guy said this bullshit, and I think it's bullshit, versus I'm going to specifically find your employer and find your family, contact that family member or employer, and then let them know. I think there's a degree of distinction here that needs to be discussed, right?
Wait, but
in one case, you're saying, hey, I don't like you. I don't like what you say. Here's why I don't like it. Here's why I don't think you say. I think you're a bigot. I think you're a racist. I think you hate white people. Fuck you, right? That's a fundamentally different thing than saying, you know what, you said this, so I'm going to call your employer. I'm going to report him.
But so maybe you don't remember this. This is something that I remember. I'm sure nobody remembers this. Okay, a long time ago, Obama's I forgot what, like Department of Agriculture. There were accusations that there was like this group of Department of Agriculture that was involved with like loans, right, offering loans to farmers. And there were recordings of some of these people admitting to giving black people special treatment, right? They got an application from a white farmer, they pass them up. They got an application from a black farmer, they give them the loan. It was that kind of thing. It was a big scandal a long time ago. And that became a big scandal because people blew it up, because people tried to impose social consequences, tried to get them fired because they were interacting with the public. And because of their bigotry, they were harming people, right? So if I have a job somewhere where I'm interacting with the public, my bigotry could harm the people that I'm interacting with.
Okay, but you understand the difference here, right? In one case, they were taking an action. In other words, they were hurting people, right? They were not just expressing an idea, but they were taking an action and hiring certain people and not hiring others, which isn't speech, it's an action. Whereas if they had simply expressed that that was their belief, and then you say, well, they believe this, so I'm going to try to get fired for believing this, that's a difference.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you'd agree with me that, like, speech can harm people, right? Like, that's...
It can.
Yeah, so I don't see how there's... I understand,
it's a different type of thing than getting them fired from a job. Now, look, free speech has its costs. Hold on. Free speech has its costs. People get hurt because of speech. That happens. But part of the idea of freedom of speech is recognizing that there are more harms that come from trying to suppress this quote-unquote harmful speech than there are for letting the harmful speech go.
I don't think so.
I don't know. This is where we fundamentally disagree.
Where would we... Yeah, I mean, I think it's totally reasonable. Like, otherwise, how do you adjust society to avoid, like, bad behavior, to stop bad behavior? So how do you keep white people from going around saying the N-word all the time, to, like, calling, like, black people monkeys and shit? You can probably, like, socially punish them when they do these things, and then eventually they stop doing it.
Has that stopped?
Yes.
No, it has not.
Of course it has. Of course
not.
Hold on, white people today are far less racist than they used to be. Racism is going to exist at some level, of course, forever, I think. But if you could compare today to, like, the fucking 60s, like, yeah, people are far less racist today. And using slurs and whatnot is looked down upon far more than it was back then.
That hasn't been a result of punishing slurs. It's been a result of raising people in an education system that, again, teaches equality in a way that wasn't taught back then.
Wait, but part of teaching that equality is to discourage the bad behavior, right? The usage of slurs or treating people like they're less than human or whatever, right? You discourage it by shaming people who do that.
You can discourage treating people poorly, but I don't think that discouraging talk and discouraging certain ideas is the same as getting them fired for it. Like, there's ways of discouraging it that are acceptable and in accordance with, I think, free speech principles, and there are ways of discouraging it that would not be. So, for example, and I think you'd agree with me, this is just trivially true. If they decided any one time someone said the N-word that they were going to lock you up for a year, right? It would discourage it. It would discourage the behavior, correct?
Yeah.
But it would be antithetical to free speech, correct?
But I think when you start using the government to impose punishments like this, I think that you're crossing the line out of freedom of expression. Because what the consequence we're really talking about, right? At least that guy was talking about, is another type of freedom of expression, right? I'm using my free speech to express this thing about you that you probably don't want people to know.
Okay.
Right? Like,
so, yes, you are using your freedom of expression to express a thing, but you're going a step further than that. You are trying to pressure and coerce companies and other third parties in order to punish someone for the speech. And that's why I think it crosses the line.
Okay, yeah, I think we're just going to fundamentally disagree about this.
So you said I was dishonest, though. So obviously, I don't think you think that was the dishonest part, right?
No, that's going to take us way back in the past, mister.
Okay, well, go for it.
Do you remember the Belgium, what was it called?
Yes,
Pogrom.
The
Belgium
riots
pogrom.
Or whatever, the pogrom that they had.
Pogrom, yeah. Okay.
Where they hunted Jews down in the street and beat them up.
Yeah, that. So when you first streamed about that, right, you showed videos of people being chased around and beaten and whatnot,
yes.
Claimed that they were, like, chasing Jews and they're trying to kill the Jews and whatnot in Belgium.
I don't know about, I said they were trying to kill them, but they were absolutely beating them up.
There's a video of somebody getting hit by a car. You come there, there's like they're running over Jews with cars in Belgium.
They're throwing them in the river. They were beating the shit out of them. They were harassing them. All sorts of things.
Yeah. So he went through that. He talked about them running over Jews with cars because there was a video that was going on that people claimed was from there. So I dug into this afterwards, and I found that actually a lot of the videos that you played were this Maccabi soccer club, this Israeli soccer club, beating up Arabs because they were beating Arab taxi drivers in Belgium for like at least a week before that. And that's why this actually set off was they were harassing the locals, attacking Arabs in the city, which is something they're known to do. And wherever the soccer club goes, there tend to be stories of them attacking Arabs and whatnot that they find because they're known to be extremely racist. It's so racist actually that they've actually been banned from going to different soccer events, right, in different countries because they attack the locals because they're very aggressively racist. So this soccer club, which is known to be racist and to attack people, there's videos of them attacking people. You play these videos, and you claim that it was actually Arabs attacking a Jewish guy. Right? It was actually okay. The video that you played.
I don't remember the specific video I played, but there is a group chat that they had where the Arabs, these various people, were planning to ambush the Israeli soccer team, and we have that on record. And I don't know if I showed that on screen or not. This was like a year ago, right? Maybe over a year ago. So I'm not sure on the details. Don't hold me to that. But I did look into it as well, and it was very clear these people purposefully targeted this soccer team before the soccer team had even landed, before anything had happened, and they were going to accost and harass them.
Yeah, that's not true. So if you look into this, you know that's not true.
Just to be clear, that was reported on the Wall Street Journal.
Okay, wait.
Are you saying they're lying?
What does Doobie have against Jewish people, huh? Sus.
I'm saying that you're misremembering or something.
Oh, maybe.
Because that group chat is from after they'd already been in the city attacking people. And the police had tons of reports of them attacking people and complaints about them attacking people and them attacking Arab taxi drivers that they were like randomly finding. Like, again, what the video that I was referring to is a bunch of guys chasing another guy down the street. Those guys are wearing Maccabi Soccer Club jackets. Right? And then the guy that they're chasing is an Arab taxi driver. And you played that and said it was a bunch of Arabs attacking a Jewish guy.
I don't remember the
So,
specific
totally
video.
reversed.
If I got the video wrong,
I'm
fair
sure we can
enough,
find it.
but I just want to be clear, the facts that is you're laying it out are incorrect. The Wall Street Journal
No, that's
reported
not
on
true.
this group chat, and this group chat is dated before any of this happened, right? Any of the issue that they had. One of the things that they were mad at was someone, I guess, took down a Palestine flag or something, and so they decided to go around and accost these people and beat them up. Now,
Yeah,
am I saying that
that's not Wick.
the
They took down the
hooligans
Palestine flag
did
after they
nothing
were
wrong?
there.
No, I am not.
Okay, Wick.
But it's much like I don't justify, right? Because Destiny attacks someone's children or something, that you can attack their children. I'm also saying that even if the hooligans did something bad and maybe took down a flag or were violent in certain cases, that a lot of these people, right, were being accosted and saying, oh, are you with these people? You look Jewish, right? And there's videos of this, right, where they're accosting the people around them and they're beating them up. Like, did this person, right, in this specific incidents where they're just getting the shit kicked out of them, right, did they accost anyone in the streets?
Hold on, you're,
I'd have to have the videos
again,
up, and I don't. And this is
that's
what
fine.
makes
That's
this
fine.
conversation
That's fine. But I need to do. So you said one of the things you're upset about was them pulling down a Palestinian flag,
or something like
right?
that. Again,
That's
the
true.
details-
But that happened in the days leading up to the pogrom, quote unquote, because they were already in the city doing this for days.
Sure. Do
Before
you think
this.
that them taking
And
down
in
a
fact, the
Palestinian
night,
flag justifies them getting
well,
beat
no,
up?
but this is why I don't know you're pretending that's all they did. I told you before, they were in the city attacking people for I think like 3 or 4 days, like almost a week. There are tons of videos of this. In fact, some of the videos you showed was them attacking Arabs in the city because they're extremely fucking racist.
So one of the things, there were multiple videos that I showed
Yeah.
that came out. One of the problems is that a lot of the people who were getting beat up did not do any of that. So I would
You don't
agree
know
with
that.
you.
I don't
If there
know
were
that.
Israeli hooligans in the street beating people up, arrest them, fight back, whatever. But the problem that we had in this situation in Belgium, I think it was, right, is they were going to anyone that they thought was involved with this that looked or happened to be Jewish. And that's what makes it a
Okay,
pogrom.
Wick, you don't-
Because if you remember in the Crystal Knocked, in the Broken Glass, the Night of Broken Glass, right?
Sure.
One of the things that was accused of happening is that a Jewish person had assassinated an official. That might have been true. But one of the things that makes it such a horrible incident is, and many pogroms have the same kind of thing, is they use the bad actions of some Jews to justify attacking all Jews. And even though those bad actions might have been true, that might have actually happened, they're using that as an excuse to go after all of them. And that's what happened in the Belgian case.
Okay, so when we don't know that, you don't know that all the people who were attacked didn't do something.
Well,
I
you don't know
either.
that they did.
So okay, but just claiming that they didn't is dishonest. You don't know
Okay,
that.
sure.
So,
But you just
my
claimed that
understanding of what
they
happened,
did, right?
No, I didn't. I just said that I don't know that every single person that was attacked did something. What I'm telling you is that they organized this attack in response to about a week of them being attacked because they.
Is Erica Cook an advisor for the U.S. Air Force now? Yeah, in collaboration with the Egyptian Air Force. I'm sure.
They're Arabs, right? In the city. And these people are locals to the city who were there working and were attacked by the soccer club, who's known to go around attacking people all over the fucking world. Right? Where they follow around their soccer team and they attack the locals, right? And if you have a Palestinian flag, they attack you. If you're Arab, they attack you. They attack their own fucking soccer team players if they're black or Arab. They're extremely fucking racist. So I understand, yes,
nothing
it's
about this.
possible that some people were caught up in it who were not involved at all. My understanding is that they were specifically targeting people who were wearing the club's merchandise, right? And who were or who came out of the stadium on that side where this club was, right? Because they were specifically targeting that club.
Do you think that
Right,
is
so-
selective enough? Do you think that's a fair thing to do to target? So say the Chicago Bulls, the basketball team, had been rowdy and beat up some taxi drivers, and as a counter to that, in protest and
Why? Please explain. What? No, it was a joke. Okay.
to fight back,
I was
a bunch of
referencing
people
the
got together
Egyptian
and decided to
fucking
attack
war
anyone coming out of the
like fucking
Lex
memes.
Chicago Bulls game
Yeah,
that was
Candace
wearing
always likes
Chicago
to
Bulls
say.
merchandise. Would that be something that would be okay to do?
In this
Would you
case,
participate
potentially. Well, hold on, not in the case you're describing, but in this case, potentially, because I think I showed you the video too of this crowd going into the stadium. I think the day before, a few days before, singing that song was like, there are no children in Gaza because they're all dead, or there's no school in Gaza because we killed all the kids, or something like this, right?
Okay, so say the Chicago
wait,
Bulls
one
had
second.
said,
Wait,
we don't
let me
like
finish.
white people, and we want all white kids to die.
Let me finish. So, and there are also videos of this group going around, and they seem very organized. If you watch the video I posted back then for you, which is some journalists from I think it was like German, but he was in Belgium, following this group around for like an hour, right? Following them with the police, seeing what they're doing, and they seem very fucking organized, right? They're going around attacking people, throwing fireworks, throwing rocks into people's windows and shit like this. It's a very organized group, right? So and they're all wearing the same fucking jacket, right? So if your goal is to attack that group, I think it might be reasonable just attack people wearing that jacket.
And
that is very far from like a pogrom attacking all Jews because they just want to kill Jews.
Like some Jews did a bad thing, so we're going to attack all the ones that look like them.
What was happening before a pogrom against Arabs?
What was happening before? If they were going around and a bunch of people were attacking all Arabs because some Arabs did a bad thing, yes, that's a pogrom too.
No, hold on, not because the Arabs did a bad thing, but because they're Arabs and they fucking hate Arabs and they're racist. They were attacking Arab taxi drivers, attacking people in the street.
If they're just attacking people because they're racist, right? That is the equivalent of, yes.
Okay, so what we're talking about now is
so can you pogrom people who pogrom you? Pogrom groups because some members of their groups pogromed you? Is that acceptable?
Yeah, are we talking about like a counter pogrom now? So they were pogroming the Arabs. So the Arabs organized to fight back, and that's a pogrom.
A Republican beat up someone I love, and because of that, I'm going to find another Republican, right?
That's not at all.
And then beat them up.
That's not at all comparable.
Yes, it is absolutely the thing. They saw
something
people
more
in a certain
comparable.
uniform related to a certain group do a bad thing, and I'm just granting you that's true for the purpose of the discussion.
But you don't need
and
to.
because
You
they did
Google it. I
that,
showed you the
hold on,
videos
let me
at the
finish.
time.
Because they did that, they decided to go around and harass, beat up, throw in the river, hit with like all these things. Anyone who happened to look like them.
So I think
I think that is a horrific type of mob vigilantism that leads to horrific things, and it did on that
agree.
night.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Okay, whatever. I
Some people got
disagree.
roughed up. It wasn't that bad. Nobody was hit by a car, by the way. That video that they were
He's such a
posting around
giga
to
chat.
someone was hit by a car was totally unrelated to that whole event. It was like for months before. It was some dude running over his wife and her like current boyfriend. Like it was nothing related to that at all. So they weren't running over Jews in the streets. That was a lie. I'm not saying you lied about that. I'm saying you were lied to about that and you repeated it.
I'd have to check.
So
I don't know.
that's fine. So I think what would be more comparable is like so January 6th, the Proud Boys are rushing into the Capitol, and in response.
Wait, guys, do you guys notice, like, is there any reverb when it comes to the mic? Like when I'm talking into the mic, like, do you guys notice reverb? Yes? Oh shit. Fuck. How do I like the reverb though? Gotcha.
You run up everybody who's dressed like a Proud Boy, wearing the Proud Boy.
That's
Proud Boy
everything
jacket,
I need to
That's
know,
more comparable,
okay?
right? Because there's an organized group doing the thing.
That would still be.
so
You
wanna
understand that
target-
would still be horrific though. If because someone was wearing a Proud
No.
Boy T-shirt that you decided to go and
Yesterday
beat them
slightly.
up because
that's a different thing.
Proud Boy had done January 6th, even though they might not be the
not
same
a
person.
Proud Boy. Not a Proud Boy.
A bunch of Proud Boys.
An organized group of hundreds of Proud Boys did a thing. So you're going to see a
So
guy wearing a
anyone,
Proud,
even
Proud
if
Boy,
they- even if
hold
they
on,
had
a
not
Proud Boy
been
jacket
there at
in the area. So you might assume, hey, this guy might be involved with this group.
That would
This is
be
a terrible thing.
a bad assumption. And that is why mob justice is so dangerous, because people make
I
these
agree with
stupid
you,
assumptions.
but this is very far from like a Jew-hating pogrom.
They
This
did hate Jews, and they did go on a pogrom against them.
No, nothing about this had anything to do with them being
Okay, well,
Jewish. It was
I
because they were being
just
attacked and they responded with violence.
They didn't
like people
respond
do.
with violence against the non-Jews.
They weren't being attacked by non-Jews.
Okay.
They were being
Being so close to the wall? Yeah, that's probably why. Okay, I would need to like search up like what is making that happen, but
attacked by the Maccabi soccer club. So they were, and those people happened to be Jewish. So when they responded with violence, they were attacking Jews because Jews had been attacking them. It's like
Again,
the way
we
that
just
you're framing this is
fundamentally
like,
disagree on
can people just not respond to Jews with like violence from Jews with violence, or also like anti-Semites?
You can't respond to any group by going after members of the group that have not been directly involved in the thing that
We don't
you
know that happened.
are going after. You cannot do that.
We don't know if that happened.
Okay. I strongly suspect, and there's strong evidence that that did.
I don't think there is.
Because their
at all.
way of differentiating was very, very loose and broad. They planned it days in advance. They targeted anyone wearing the merchandise. Why going to a soccer game and wearing the merchandise suggests, what manner that suggests that they were involved
It's a
in
specific
attacking
soccer.
the-
I mean, this kind of sounds. Now I know nothing about the scenario, but it seems as though that essentially, like, there is some kind of plausible deniability when it comes to events like this, and so bad faith actors, maybe Doobie, that Whick is like trying to imply here is that they actually know, and they know that it's obvious that this is going to be the case, but then it's something that you can't really prove beyond the shadow of a doubt because you can't really read people's minds, right? But then people like Doobie will take advantage of the fact that you can't read minds in order to push his apologist agenda anyway, right? Because they know that you can never, ever, ever prove beyond the shadow of a doubt. But at the same time, there's already like enough obviousness for you to warrant some concern, right? But to him, at the very least, he probably does not care because he's like, oh, well, I'm going to find any kind of excuse to, paint like this population's bad, or, oh yeah, this is like a misunderstood population or something, right? Make sense? Yeah, that's my
club.
that's what I
specific
think
soccer that goes that
happening,
travels as a
but-
group together and does these things. They're an organized group. It's not just any Israeli guy just shows up wearing this.
Was everyone in the
It wasn't
macabre?
even the team's uniform.
Well, just answer this question. Everyone in the uniform then? Is that your claim that every single person who wore that uniform that day was involved in the vigilantism, or not the vigilantism, the harassment that was going on in the city?
Pogrom. We called it a pogrom. Remember
pogrom.
the anti-Arab pogrom.
Was everyone doing that?
Oh my.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if they weren't, because
Okay,
the videos that I
so
saw.
just to be clear,
are-
just to be clear, what
Okay,
you're
wait,
saying. Every
I'm not-
single
you don't
person
need-
that
you don't
came out of
need
the
to. I'm gonna be
stadium,
very
let me
clear.
finish,
Hold
and then
on,
you can
God.
finish. I'll let you go. Every single person who came out of that stadium on that night, who was wearing Maccabi, I don't know how to say their name. I'm terrible at pronunciation. The Israeli sports team merchandise was involved in violence against Arabs on the preceding days.
Again, I'd be very surprised if they were not, because if you watch the video that I sent you, Wick, this is a very organized group who was marching together down the street, like a fucking military unit, and doing crazy shit, attacking people, throwing rocks through windows, setting shit on fire, shooting fireworks. It's a very organized group, right? So I'd be very surprised if, and again, they traveled together because.
Considering how Doobie is literally pro-Hamas, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if like this is being represented like so entirely wrong and so like the farthest it could ever be from the truth, to the point where like it's so obviously bad faith. But yeah, just going off of the fact that Doobie himself is somebody that like just takes up the most insane positions.
We're all part of the same club.
Yeah.
They're not just fans of the team. They're a specific soccer club that is known to do this kind of stuff. It's so known that they've been banned from going to specific countries because when they go there, they attack people.
You know what? I'm good with this delineation, and I'll let the audience decide how between us which is correct here. That's fine. What else you got for me?
Well, hold on. We need to get to how you're dishonest because back then I showed you those videos.
Yes.
Because right now you're just like then you're just wrong, which is fine. But back then I showed you those videos. Right? I sent them to you, and I asked you if you would go on and show that actually what you showed was the opposite. You actually showed a bunch of Jewish guys attacking an Arab and said it was a bunch of Arabs attacking a Jew, and you refused to do it. You refused to clarify.
Overall, Food seems much more comfortable in this place. Really? Is that the impression, or is it just the lighting? I feel like it's just the lighting. It's the lighting, isn't it? For you, it's the lighting.
That for your audience. So your audience is still today.
Can you show me where I refused? Like, can you show me where you
It's in the
showed me
chat.
video
Oh,
that
thank
I
you.
believed you that was the case?
Shit.
Because again, Doobie, you have a habit of
What's your
misrepresenting.
leg?
That's not true.
What?
It absolutely.
No, that's not true.
So I'll give you one example. Earlier today in my chat, you said that you never said that you pulled some financial support from me. Is that correct?
No, that's not true.
No,
I said you're
we can look up
exaggerating.
the chat if you
Hold
like.
on. Yeah, you can scroll up and rating because what I actually said is I'm just not going to watch you when you have Destiny on. I'll watch you.
Here's what you said.
That's not
I'm
me saying,
gonna
hey, I'm going to
DM
pull
it to
financial
you.
support.
Yeah, you said, this is on the 3rd of January in 2025 on 2:28 a.m. You says, yeah, I pulled financial support, to be honest, other than a couple donos on Whick stream the other day.
Wait, hold on.
That's what you said.
Yeah, send that to me.
Sure.
And what's the context for this?
Let me see. Hold on, let me DM it to you first. What's your new Discord? I keep forgetting. Hold on, let me find your new Discord. Can you send me a quick DM so I can find it quick? I got a lot of DMs. Sorry. I
Wait a
know
minute.
you don't
No,
want
I
to.
just found it.
Okay.
Right. So this is January 2nd of 2025. Now, Wick, I know that you and I have had conversations since then about specifically this. Right. So in this conversation, which is January
3rd. It's the 3rd.
Yeah.
Technically.
Well, for me, it's the 2nd actually.
Oh, sure.
'Cause I guess I'm 3 hours ahead of you.
Sure.
Or
Oh yeah,
behind
you are in California.
Red shift my ass.
So I was talking to someone in your chat, and I think this was when I was irritated because
Which is fine.
no, I was irritated because I felt like people just weren't addressing what Millie had said, right? Which is that her videos had been shared without consent. She said it like 3 times on stream, and then nobody was confronting Destiny about it. And it really irritated me, right? So at the time, I think it's true that my decision was, I'm just going to pull out, fuck you guys, right? But we've had multiple conversations since then. Right? I made it very clear to you, I'm just not going to watch when Destiny's on. I'll watch other times, and I have watched and donated tons when Destiny's not on. So like so presenting that as what Doobie said he doesn't pull financial support is dishonest.
No, hold
Because
on.
you know,
No, it's not dishonest.
No,
You
yes, it is.
have
because you
donated
know,
hold on.
and I know that I donated a ton when other streams are happening. I just don't watch.
You've
anything,
donated
which is not a big
before,
deal.
but you've donated it. Look, when you said that I'm exaggerating, and then I pull up a quote of you saying the exact thing that I claimed that you said. Okay.
Wick,
that
this
you
was
said,
over a year ago, and we've had multiple conversations about this since then, where I've clarified to you.
You can
and
say
know
you've
this,
changed
again,
your mind, and that's fine.
But you know this, Wick. You know that I'm not doing that.
You don't
know that I
donate to me
pull
as much as
financial
you used to.
I don't
Which
watch
is
as much
fine.
as you.
It's
hold on,
okay.
Wick,
I'm not complaining about it.
I don't watch as much as you.
I will complain.
I've been very
about
busy
it.
since I retired. Okay, I retired.
Fair enough.
Been
But
very
when I
busy
say
doing
that, hey,
so,
you said a thing, I noticed
Okay,
a change
but
in your
Wick-
behavior, and then I
Wick.
pull up that thing that you said, and you actually said it, and I note the change in behavior, which you also note too, which you say is a different reason for it. How is that me exaggerating or lying?
Okay, because Wick, like I said,
Which
you're pulling
one?
up something from
No.
January of 2025 when you and I have had multiple conversations about this since then, where I've clarified to you, and I think my behavior has shown that it's not that I pulled financial support, quote unquote. I just don't watch when Destiny's on. I told you that. Yeah, if you have Destiny on, I'm probably not going to watch. If you have other people on, I'm going to watch and I donate. No big deal. Like that's
then
not.
stop
me
doing
I
Well,
said
pulling
you said
financial
a
support for
thing.
people.
You said that thing.
Okay, but but now you're being dishonest. You're being dishonest again, right? Because you're
I'm not
pretending.
being dishonest.
That,
You keep claiming.
but
This
you
is why I
are,
don't
though.
look. This is
But-
the
okay,
problem
but
I have, and
Wick,
why I'm
Wick,
going to
how do you not see how
double
this is
check every claim
dishonest,
you
Wick?
made. Right? I'm going to have to double check every claim you've made today. Right? Is because you continually misrepresent
Wick,
things.
how do you not see how this is dishonest? So
Because
I said a thing.
you said a thing.
Not even to you. Hold on.
I
Not even
claim
to
you
you, by
said
the
that
way.
thing.
Hold on.
It
Wick.
Do you and Wick have the same mic? Oh shit, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Turns out you said that
Okay.
thing. You have noted
Wick.
that there's been a change in your behavior.
very
Right?
similar.
You agreed
It has
to
nothing
that.
to do with you.
You can claim that, but
Oh
I
my
am
God.
going on what you
Okay.
said and what you've
Wick.
done.
This is ridiculous. You know this is ridiculous, right? So you're saying in January 2025, I wasn't even talking to you, by the way. I was talking to somebody else in chat in your server. Anybody can
But
pull up
you
the
understood this was talking
conversation.
about me, and it was in my server where I
Hold
can
on.
see it.
Hold on. No, it wasn't just about you. That was about anybody who was still platforming Destiny at the time. I
But
don't think
you
that was
specifically
about
mentioned me in the.
you. Yeah, other than a couple donuts to Wick, but I wasn't talking just about you. Right? I was talking about everybody in the space.
And after
really,
you
'cause I
said, but that was
irritated with
prepared
everybody
to
in
see
the
if Wick would read them, and then you do
Yeah.
the emoji with the shrug. That
Yeah,
implies.
and again-
Hold on. Is that
okay,
not
oh God.
implying that you have pulled financial support to me to some degree?
Wick, again, you and I have had multiple conversations since then about specifically this, and you know that the conversations that we've had is not that I'm pulling for support or whatever. It's me saying,
Am I watching a breakup debate? Like, is this how X's in the Twitch poll space resolve their issues?
if you have Destiny on, I'm probably not going to watch. If he's not on, I'll watch and I'll donate now. Then this is very different from a year, like months before that. You said another thing. Well,
You don't donate to me anymore.
apparently
Sorry.
my mind is changing. You're aware my mind has changed since then because my behavior has changed. And again, we've had the conversation multiple times. So saying that I've threatened to pull support, I said I'm going to pull support, ignoring everything that happened after that, months and months of
Again,
shit after
I
that is
don't even-
ridiculous.
May I just rewind the tape a little bit and remind you of the context in which I made that statement? Is when I had that Skeet guy on, and I asked him a direct question: do I have a financial incentive in order to not platform Destiny? Right? And my evidence for that, or one portion of evidence for that, is that by platforming him more, right, or having him on still, that I am getting less money than I would have from other sources. And I used you as an example. And I said, accurately that you said that you would A, not watch me when Destiny was on, and you can't give me money if you're not watching me. I guess you could technically, but you understand that wouldn't happen. And 2, that you said you pulled financial support because of it. Both of those things were true.
Okay, Wick, this is what I mean when I say that you're dishonest. Okay, because like we just went over, you and I have had multiple conversations since then where I made it clear that and obviously I haven't pulled financial support because I've donated to you a fuck ton since then, right? In fact, I think I've donated to you more since then, since like before that made the comment, because Tally was on, and when you had Tally on, I fucking donate all the time just a shit talker. Right?
Okay, so just to be clear, earlier in this conversation that we just had, you admitted that you donated less because you're busy and you don't watch as much.
No, that's not what I said. Like you said that I've donated less. I said that I'm watching less because I'm busy. So if I've donated less, that's why.
Okay. But you didn't specifically say I donated less because I'm busy. But after I say that comment, you say
I feel like this is so gay. I feel so awkward just like listening to this, because there's absolutely no way I would ever be able to live down me confronting MuseBlue about like no longer donating with me. Like I feel like, dude, it's just there's no way. You can't pay me enough money. Okay, you can't pay me enough money to have like a fucking debate about this. Okay, this is so awkward. Like, I don't even know what to say.
Busy, so I watch less. This implies that these things are connected. At least to me.
Obviously, if I'm not watching, I can't donate.
Yeah, exactly. So you claim there's a different reason for that, which might be very well be true. But that doesn't make what I say dishonest or an exexaggeration.
No, hold on.
Just
It's dishonest.
giving you what's actually happening.
Wick, again. It's dishonest because you know that we've had multiple conversations about this specific thing since January 2025, where I've made my stance clear to you, which is not that I'm not going to donate or whatever. It's just that I'm not going to watch when Destiny's on. That's it. And if you have somebody else on, other people on, I will watch, and I will probably donate if I feel like there's something I want to say.
I think it's pretty clear. Which is, again, you're right. I'm not complaining about this. You are free to donate or not donate. And
no, but I think you're intentionally reframing it.
I want to be clear. I do appreciate when you do donate to me. I do. And I know we have differences of opinions on many things, but you're one of the few people who will consistently come on and actually have a conversation with me about the things we disagree with. And that is, again, commendable. It is something I support and something I'd like to see continue to happen. That said, if you never donate another dime to me, that's your choice. I'm not going to complain about it.
You should do left down,
that's
left
fine.
Right. That's literally what I'm hearing anyway.
All your money, but that's not going to happen either, right? But here's the deal, right? Like, to claim that I'm dishonestly framing this when I'm simply quoting you and I'm simply going through, again, what has changed as I've seen it in my behavior. Now, you could say I'm wrong. You could say, well, actually, no, I did it for another reason and I had changed my mind and I had relaxed on this a bit. That's fine.
But
do not imply or do not say that I am lying or being dishonest or deceptive, because I'm not.
Okay, but Wick, we don't even need to do this because I didn't retire until January this year, actually, early January of this year.
Sure.
So you had almost a year or about a year after I made that comment to see that actually I was still watching and still donating all the fucking time. It's just been the last few months I haven't been around too much, right? So you know that is not true.
That's news to me.
So if you're saying, the last few months, I'm not aware of anything that's changed in the last few months. You have Destiny on just like you did before. My stance is the same. I'm just not going to watch when he's on. So nothing has changed there, right? So, and I think I've demonstrated throughout the year that I will donate when he's not on, like I usually do. Not because you don't have him on, but just when I find something that I want to say or I want to mock somebody. If you have Tally on, I'll donate a lot. Please don't have her. She really fucking irritates me. But if you did have her on, I would donate a lot just a shit talker.
Well, I don't know what happened to Tally. I don't know why she decided to ghost me. I'm not sure. But
I don't know.
It's weird.
But it'd be like, so there's, if I could find you in chat.
Dude, I feel like even that is like an awkward thing. It's like, I don't know why Callie ghosted me, this woman in this space. I don't. Okay, sorry, I'm like projecting a little bit. Okay, like, all right, but I think I'm justified in saying like, yeah, this little. I feel like I'm just not supposed to hear some of these things.
He had to kill her.
It just makes me cringe a little bit.
And I totally ignore everything that happened before that, everything that happened after that, and I just say, well, what people hear yours saying he had to kill her? Like that'd be extremely fucking dishonest, right?
It would depend.
That's what you're doing right now.
It would depend. If your claim was that I had said that and I said no, I didn't, or I'm exaggerating, then I would be lying.
No, hold on. What it would be was, oh, Wick, well, you thought he had to kill her, and I would be like, oh, well, Wick, you're saying he had to kill her.
He had to kill her. If I said that, I probably meant it.
No, you didn't. Because
it depends.
I'm looking at it right now. It's something I'm taking totally out of context.
So I don't think what I said was
ignore
out
the
of
prior
context.
Ignore everything that happened. Well, it is though. Because
the context of your statement. Okay, let's go read it. Actually, did consent. So it's talking about the Melina situation. So you're saying the issue is initially there was no solid evidence that any of these people actually didn't consent to the videos being shared, just strong intuition based on prior interaction combos. Now Melina has said she didn't consent to it, so it's been reignited. Another guy says, I don't know, it's not worth my stress. Don't watch them if you think it maligns their character that badly. And you reply, yeah, I pulled financial support, to be honest, other than a couple donos on Whick stream the other day, but that was primarily to see if Whick would read them. How is that out of context?
Okay. Wick, I think you would agree with me. Yes, the context includes not only before, but after. The year since that comment, right? The year since that comment, have I pulled support?
That's okay. Thank you so much for $10.
Again, I have noticed a reduction in money from you, but that's okay. I'm not complaining about that. It annoys me because it's coming off as if I'm complaining about it, but I'm not.
Okay, it's fine. I know.
I can see the audience.
I don't know what to say.
True. This is where we all agree. Fuck those guys. Okay. Chatters are lessers. But yeah.
Okay, so the reason that I'm sticking on this, right, is because my issue again is that we've had conversations about this exact thing, right? And I think that was actually before. I need to double check. I think
This is what like ultimate gay lord looks like, okay? Like whatever, like however gay you think you are, it'll never be more gay than this, okay?
Actually posted a clip of that.
Like this is what a divorce between guy friends like look like, okay? Like if you ever wondered like how guys act, you know, before they get divorced or something, like this is literally how they act, okay? Like they literally act like, why don't you donate to me? Where's my monetary gifts? Okay, I don't know, man. It's just like so silly. Sorry. I should probably clarify that it's not Whick TV. Like it is being brought up by Doobie. I think. I don't know. I forgot. Maybe I fucking forgot. Okay.
I don't know that I made. Right.
Are battling iDubbbz in the game? What do you mean? Who's battling iDubbbz?
That I was referring to. What I was saying, I was pleasantly surprised that you read it. I think I said I was annoyed by chat's reaction to it or whatever. I think that was before I donated. While you had Destiny on stream, I donated like $20 to have you read out the Melina thing on an alt account.
I don't remember the timing.
Yes,
Yes,
I think it was a dragon.
Because
yes, why'd you say iDubbbz?
At that point, I knew you'd read it, right? Because I tested before donating while you were on another panel. So again, I think I demonstrated since then. Again, I think we've talked about it since then. And you know that is not my position.
Okay,
My position is just I don't want
to
to
say,
and it's very simple, very straightforward. So I feel like presenting that as if like,
but I don't know
this
your
Doobie said isn't full
why,
support.
because these conversations you said we had, I don't remember them. It possibly had them.
They're in our DMs. They're in our DMs. They were in chat. They're in your voice channel.
I'll go look after this. Maybe I'm wrong.
One of
I don't remember.
the reason I remember a specific time this came up is
Yeah, but just because someone has a dragon, why am I explaining this? Never mind.
What's his face? Destiny was saying that I went to Erudite, to Connor, to Pisco, and to you, and tried to pressure you guys not to have him on, right? And I spoke to Connor about it. I spoke to Erudite about it. I spoke to. I don't think I spoke to Pisco about it. I messaged him about it. He didn't respond to me. And I spoke to you about it, and I asked all of you guys if that was true. I felt like it. Yeah, I felt like, and it might have been on another account. I had like 2 accounts to send.
I don't remember this interaction. I do know you've donated to me since saying that, but I always put it down to you not being able to help yourself when you get annoyed.
Oh no, that's not it. I have very good impulse control. Okay.
Hold on, you just said that you hated Tally, but then you continued to do
on. Oh, come on, dude. Doobie literally enters, like he can't help himself but to enter, like, into these random fucking debates to do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, come on, dude. Like, that is, like, the biggest cap of all of them, right? Like, don't just sit there and pretend as if, like, you don't just hop in anytime you want to, like, debate and, like, fucking, like, throw your weight around.
Donated to shit talker. I don't know if
that's not bad impulse control. That is me choosing to spend money to shit talker because it entertains me. That's all that is. In fact, somebody in chat said a bit ago that Tally's been defending Epstein and Weinstein for some reason. If that's true, please have her back on because that's really funny.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, if that's true, please have her back on because it's super funny.
I'll ask and see what she has to say. See. Here's the thing. I don't usually DM people if they stop DMing me. Does that make sense? Like if they stop contacting me or whatever, I just let them be. Right? I don't know why, but okay. If that's what you don't want to talk to me anymore, that's okay. I won't. But we'll see.
Okay.
But can we just?
So.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, so I again disagree with the framing of it, but it's fine. If that's genuinely how you feel,
am I right, guys?
Fine, I'll accept it.
And just despite the massive, this isn't the guy that hates me. That was the other guy.
No, I do hate Whick. Fuck you, Whick. I'm joking.
Should I try this Ace guy on again? Just to.
I was actually going to say, despite the massive ideological disagreements that we have, right? I do think you're an Israel sweeper, which is worse crime than being a Destiny sweeper, to be clear. Though he's pretty bad too. Despite the massive ideological differences we have, I do like you. I don't hate you.
Thank you.
I do want you to be successful. You know, so like I'm not like trying to take you down or whatever the fuck. It's nothing like that.
These people, I swear to God.
No big deal.
Let's see if this Ace guy will troll me again with the.
Okay, should I drop out? I'll leave you guys to it.
Okay, bye-bye, Doobie.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Ace, here's your chance to redeem yourself. Can you get a W from me? We'll find out. Go ahead. You're muted on your end.
Oh,
you gonna rickroll me again? You wanna get me? Epic troll?
Epic troll.
Gonna read Grok for another 20 minutes?
I guess.
What's going on? He might do it again. I don't care. Good content for me.
Hey, Whick. So first off, I'd like to thank you for using Grok yourself to completely legitimize its use. So any attempt of you to complain about using it just makes you a complete hypocrite and a liar.
Hold on. Do you understand that speaking someone?
The content just never ends. This is like an infinite content stream.
Someone's language, like if someone only speaks a certain language and only addresses things in a certain way,
just
it is
never
no sin
ends.
or crime or even legitimizing to speak in that same language.
No, that's exactly what you argued against, though, with regards to that one dude that was basically doxing Destiny's kid because Destiny was doing it to everyone else. That's him speaking Destiny's language. So now you're lying about that.
Well,
so
you don't understand the difference here between speaking a language versus going after children? Do you think it would be okay if your language... Do you think I meant that...
You know, Whick, I think it's very funny that a rape lover like you seems to be... Yeah.
Oh my God. Rape lover, dude, holy moly.
do I love to rape or do I love to be raped?
Oh, you defend rape you defend the concept of rape of having sex with people without their informed consent.
Sure. When or how have I defended the concept of rape? Go for it.
Oh, yes, you did that when you claimed that it wasn't real rape for a trans person to pretend to not be trans in order to sleep with people who would refuse consent had they known. You did this during your debate with me, the last one. You know, the one that you like to pretend that you won.
Of me saying that that's okay?
Yeah, you claimed, I don't really know that it's rape, though. And that's you essentially downplaying and defending it by claiming it's not real rape.
Do you think do you think I can be against something and say, well, while this is evil and wrong, it's not technically rape? Do you think that that's a position I could have that would be okay?
But at that point, you're still claiming it's not real rape, and that's the problem.
Why is that a problem?
Downplaying it. Because you're claiming it's not real rape, you are therefore defending it by redefining it in such a way that it, in your mind, does not constitute rape. Okay. Therefore, you are defending that particular example of rape.
That's just defining. When I say that
logic, by that logic,
hold on, the guy who got killed, right, was stabbed to death, and you say he got hit by a car, and I say, actually, no, he wasn't hit by a car, he was stabbed. Is that me defending people hitting people with the Holocaust?
It is, in fact, them defending it. You're just denying that.
Hold on, again, answer my question. If someone is stabbed to death, and you claim that they're hit by a car, and I say, well, actually, no, they weren't hit by a car, they were stabbed to death, do you think that that's me defending people running over people with cars?
No, but then again, you're not talking about a situation. So when I say, hey, this thing, even though I agree it's wrong and you shouldn't do it, is not technically rape, is that me necessarily defending rape? I mean, if you're talking about a situation in which a person is engaging in sexual acts with another person without their informed consent, and having sex with people without their informed consent is an example of rape, then yes, at that point you are trying to redefine what is and is not rape in order to defend this particular
So I'll ask you the same question I asked in our last conversation, right? If I tell a woman, I go up to a woman in a club, I'm like, hey, baby, I am rich. I have a Corvette. I am a millionaire. And over the course of the night, she is like, ooh, he's a millionaire. And then she's...
Okay, money to make the Exodia Wick emote real. Okay, can you provide me a PNG if you're going to do that?
Sleeps with me because she thinks I'm a millionaire. Have I raped that woman?
Would she have refused consent had she known that you weren't?
Maybe. Probably even.
Do you have reason to believe that she would have refused consent?
Sure, maybe. Probably even.
Then at that point, yes, because you have, by your own admission...
Wait, what?
See, the same question I asked in our last conversation, right? If I tell a woman, I go up to a woman in a club, I'm like, hey, baby, I am rich. I have a Corvette. I am a millionaire. And over the course of the night, she is like, ooh, he's a millionaire. And then she sleeps with me because she thinks I'm a millionaire. Have I raped that woman?
Would she have refused consent had she known that you weren't?
Maybe. Probably even.
Do you have reason to believe that she would have refused consent?
Sure, maybe. Probably even.
Then at that point, yes, because you have, by your own...
I didn't know that Ace 1918 or fucking... like, sorry, I didn't know that Ace was such a fucking feminist. Holy shit, what a radical feminist.
Admission deliberately and willfully misled her to engage in sexual act that she would not have consented to had she been properly informed. She was not given the proper information to give informed consent.
Okay, what if a woman's wearing a lot of makeup, okay? And it's hiding a lot of her flaws. If I didn't know about, if she didn't have the makeup on, she wouldn't look as pretty to me, and I probably wouldn't sleep with her. She doesn't tell me she's wearing makeup, and I'm a stupid guy, so I can't tell. Has she raped me?
Does she know that you would have refused consent had she known?
She has strong reason to suspect.
Did she deliberately? So therefore,
yeah, she deliberately put on the makeup, and she deliberately refused to tell me about the makeup.
With the specific intention that you would sleep with her.
She's trying to get the Wick bag. Okay, she's trying to bone Wick.
I mean, I don't see how that's really possible. You're not exactly a looker man. But to answer your question,
what? Oh, what is wrong with these people?
To your question, I mean, to be fair, Wick, you got a hairline that's receding more than Mussolini.
Maybe.
So, I've seen your hairline, man. It's receding.
Yeah, it's my hairline.
This is why we need the pop filter, because food's exasperated noises get cut off without it.
But again, answer the question. Has that woman raped me? The woman who wore makeup?
Yes.
Okay, well, I think that's...
What? Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Hold on. So a woman rapes you if they're wearing too much makeup? To the point where you think that it is actually their skin, and then you had sex with them, but otherwise you wouldn't have? And that would be rape?
It's insane. I disagree with that definition.
What?
I don't think that's right.
That's insane.
You could say that this is deceitful, and you could say that even that it might be wrong, and it is, to be clear, but it's not rape.
To be clear, therefore your argument is that it's not rape to sleep with someone without their informed consent.
I don't think that wearing makeup to cover flaws, that if you hadn't been wearing makeup, that they wouldn't sleep with you, is denying them informed consent. No.
Except you know that in that situation they would have refused consent.
Yeah, I don't think that's rape. I think that's wrong to deceive people, but I don't think it's rape. No, not rape.
So you can lie to a person.
You can say it's a sexual crime. You could say it's real assault of some sort even, but it's not rape. Rape is a very specific thing, and that is not it.
So wait, let me give you this hypothetical. Let's say you went to a prostitute and you slept with her when she had the expectation that you would be giving her money, but you lied about that.
Yeah.
Have you raped her?
No, I've stolen from her.
What have you stolen?
Money.
Really?
I owed money for a transaction. I refused to pay that transaction. That is theft.
All right. So let's say it.
Hold on. You recognize that your little hypothetical there didn't have the result you were looking for. It made you look fucking stupid.
No, it makes you look like a fucking rapist. Which
it makes you look like a fucking rapist because I define refusing to pay for a service as theft rather than rape.
Well, you also kind of look like a rapist because, well, since I work at a prison, I happen to know you look a lot like a pedophile. You sound exactly like one, too. You sound like this one guy that we have in there that's in there for sodomizing infants as well as a dog. So it seems like...
What?
So you just...
Yes, I'm restarting my camera, okay? Chill.
Remind me a little bit of in there. I think
do you think about sodomizing infants often?
No.
No?
Do you?
How often do you do it?
How often? No, I don't. When do you?
Don't think about it at all? Then why'd you bring it up?
Because that's what he was in there for.
Oh, okay. Go on.
So why are you thinking of sodomizing infants right now?
Wick,
you just brought it up. You just brought it up. According to your logic.
Hold on, let me make more money.
Actually, no, I'm not going to hold on. I'm going to talk over you in this situation. Since you tried to argue that merely bringing something up means that you are automatically thinking about something or imagining something, you have therefore made the argument that you yourself have actually thought about that thing yourself. This is me being a fucky wucky boy and fucking with you because I don't respect you. I think you're a horrible shit person. So I'm fucking with you. Yeah, I am fucking with you. Congratulations. Thank you for finding that out.
Okay, I know, but it's just weak and pathetic. $5 from gelatinous room. Wick,
was the Showa? Hold on,
was the Showa essay?
Sorry, man.
What is going on?
Was it essay or are you defending?
What's happening right now?
Arguing in favor of
what is the Showa?
What?
Hold on, what is the Showa?
This is not real rape in your eyes. You are so pro-rape, Wick, that you will redefine it in such a way as to defend certain forms of it.
I'm not redefining it because it's not
rape.
You
did. You just argued that it's not real rape.
No,
to sleep with someone without their informed consent.
Wearing makeup to change their appearance because if they had not been wearing makeup, the man wouldn't sleep with them is not raping the man. That is, the definition you were using implies that would be a rape. And you even admitted that you would think that was rape. I reject that notion. That definition you were using is insufficient. It is wrong. What we have to do
let's provide another hypothetical.
So that rape,
right, for you,
isn't someone wearing makeup.
Argue this point that informed consent is not important in your eyes. So
hold on. You lied just there. When have I said that informed consent is not important?
When you argued that it is not an example of rape for a woman to deceive someone to sleep in order to sleep with her who would have refused consent had they been properly informed.
You understand that is not me saying that it is not important. I am saying that it is not rape. And these are different statements, but you continually misrepresent my statement in order to make your point because you have to lie about what I say in order to make your point. You are a liar, sir. You are a liar and a fraud. You continually lie constantly, all the time, about me, about Dev, about all these people. You cannot and are not capable of understanding that you are lying. You are doing it now. When you claim that I said, and you will never find a clip of me saying this, to be clear, that I don't think...
Bro, I need to sleep. The content's too good. Me too, brother. Me too. Okay? Like, I would have ended stream a while ago. Okay? I just want to really clarify. I would have ended stream a while ago, but this is nuts.
That consent is important. You are incorrect. What I'm saying is that when you wear makeup to look different, to sleep with someone as a woman, you are not raping the man.
If you did it deliberately in the specific context that we have provided on the grounds that he would have refused consent had he known, then yes, you have created the conditions where you've argued that informed consent does not really need to be part of the definition of rape in your mind.
Hey, but that's not the claim you made. That's not the claim you made. The claim you made is I said that implied that informed consent is not important.
I said you argued it. And yes, you did argue that informed consent is not informed.
No, informed consent is not important.
Congratulations, you just admitted I'm right.
But that is not what I said. I said that informed consent is not the sole thing that you need to have to question when it comes to the concept of rape. Otherwise, a woman who wears makeup would be raping a man, and that is farcical on its face.
If you can prove that she deliberately misled the man in order to sleep with her, and the man would have refused consent had he known, and she knew that he would have refused consent had he known, then yes, you are taking up that position. This is like let me provide you another hypothetical since you want to try to pull this whole line.
Go ahead. And I'm asking the audience, if you think that a woman wearing makeup is rape, hit yes. If you think it's not, hit no. Go ahead. I'm just curious what the audience thinks.
So here's what I'm going to tell. Okay, so let's say hypothetically that you, Wick, decide to wear a mask of a woman's husband in order to convince her to sleep with you, thinking that it's her husband. And she...
Where are we going with this? Whoa.
Would have refused consent had he known, then yes, you are taking up that position. This is like let me provide you another hypothetical since you want to try to pull this whole line.
Go ahead. And I'm asking the
This is like a zoo for the mentally ill. Like let's all just like point and laugh at like the mentally ill. Like this is what I feel like right now.
Audience, if you think that a woman wearing makeup is rape, hit yes. If you think it's not, hit no. Go ahead. I'm just curious what the audience thinks.
So here's what I'm going to tell. Okay, so let's say hypothetically that you, Wick, decide to wear a mask of a woman's husband in order to convince her to sleep with you, thinking that it's her husband, and she does. And she would not have refused consent had she known it was you. Did you rape her in that situation?
I think there's a stronger case that you have, yes.
Except it's the same principle
as
the makeup situation. Yes, it is misleading the person.
You're deceiving them. You're deceiving them in such a way that I think passes a certain threshold. There is things called thresholds.
So in other words, you don't actually have a principle, you have thresholds.
Principles include thresholds in many cases. So I have a principle against violence, but there are certain thresholds you could pass where my principle includes this is where it's okay to do that violence. When it comes to the concept of rape, I can say that deception is wrong, evil, and bad, but not all forms of deception when it comes to sexual intercourse are rape. Do you understand the concept?
All right, so your definition.
Do you disagree with that concept?
Yes, because you're now arguing that your definition of rape is sleeping with someone without their informed consent, unless it's not that important for the informed
That's
consent
not what I'm
section.
arguing, no.
Yeah,
You know what's the best part of this? He's talking about this shit with such authority and gusto. That's the funniest part, okay? Is that like this guy has like he's trying to be like an announcer on this. Like I can't like if I ever were to talk about the subject, I feel like I'll be so embarrassed. I'll feel like I'll be so like my face will be red. Okay, just talking about it. But this guy is like a veteran. This guy's a competitive debater when it comes to NTR. Like I just can't believe it. Like this guy's a competitive debater when it comes to Pornhub plots. All right, like
you are though. That's exactly what you argued with the whole threshold position there. You're arguing that the informed consent of a person that wouldn't have slept with someone because they had makeup on, and they wouldn't have slept with someone had they known they're less good looking than they are. You're saying that threshold is not important enough to be real rape in your eyes, as opposed to someone disguising themselves as someone else.
I think that if I
so therefore you have actually taken up the argument.
If I go to a woman,
no,
and I say,
let me finish taken up the argument.
If I go to a woman and I say, hey, look,
you believe
that your
definition of rape is that it is
I'm super good in bed.
without
I'm
informed
an
consent,
excellent lover, and I turn out not to be an excellent lover. I've not raped them. So okay, that's silly.
Yes, you are silly, and that's my entire point. That's my entire critique.
I don't think you have a point, man. I don't think you have a point. I think you're fishing for a win. You haven't gotten a win yet.
No, I got it. I already got it. You redefined. Yeah, you tried to defend that. So thanks, man.
I tried to defend again. I will defend it not being rape. I won't defend it being okay.
But that's still you defending it.
No, it's not. It's claiming, no, they weren't stabbed. They were hit by a car. It's different. It's defining a word.
According to you, that is still them saying it's bad. It's just them saying it's not as bad. It's the same principle, except the problem is we both know they're defending it.
It's not.
You're basically the Holocaust.
You're having to lie about this in order to get going.
What is happening?
I am in no way defending this behavior. I am simply trying to accurately define that behavior.
Okay, so then therefore you believe that people that say 6 million is too high a number is not people defending the Holocaust.
In and of itself, no.
What?
It's the other things that come along with it.
You mean like other things like what you've done by redefining rape?
I'm not redefining rape. I am correctly defining it, and you were trying to redefine it so that a woman wearing makeup is raping a man, and that's farcical on its face.
I mean,
it's insane.
Again.
You understand that it's an insane position to have, to believe that every woman who has worn makeup in order to look different and more pretty than they happen to be, that they don't think that if they were their natural look, that a man would sleep with them, so they pretty themselves up and wear makeup in order to look better than they are so that the men would sleep with them. You are accusing all those women of being rapists. You understand how crazy a position that is.
Are you saying that women wear makeup just to seduce men?
In many cases, not only, but in many cases, that's what they do. Yes. Do you think women don't like sex? Well, maybe you do because you can't get any, right?
No,
but women want to have sex with men.
Exodia Wick.
Men. And in order to do so, they try to make themselves look prettier than they are. One of the ways they do that is through makeup.
Beautiful
that is not rape.
I mean, again, if we're going to assume, right, that this woman did it with the implication that the man would have refused consent had he known, and deliberately withheld that information.
Somebody stop him. His power level is getting too high.
And you're deliberately
Yeah, I apologize, Wick. I wasn't familiar with your game. That's my reaction right now.
Ignoring this part the whole way through, I notice. Because it kind of destroys your argument, because we're talking about, at that point, informed consent. And how important informed consent is.
Wow.
And that's why you're deliberately trying to actually ignore that portion of it.
No, informed consent is important, but lack of informed consent does not necessarily imply it's rape. It does necessarily imply that it's probably wrong, and something has gone wrong, and some evil action has been done, but rape is a specific thing that does not necessarily mean, again, if we imply that informed consent or lack of informed consent is the only situation to say something is rape or not, and you say that deceiving someone in such a way that wearing makeup implies a lack of informed consent, I just fundamentally disagree with that.
Except I didn't say that. Except I didn't say that.
You did when you argued that a woman who wears makeup in order to look prettier to sleep with men is a rapist.
Nope, I did not say that.
You absolutely did.
Nope, because we are talking about
it's in the clip. People can see it. You're fucking lying. Again.
Yes, people can see.
Yes,
where I
because you are fucking lying.
No, I'm not.
You are a liar and a fraud.
No,
you're a soulless liar
who
does not deserve anything good in life.
Children have you
You continually lie about people, you misrepresent them, and you do it continuously in a way that is pathetic and gross. You do it to Deb, you're doing it to me. You are a bad person, you are a fucking idiot, you're a moron, and you're evil and a retard. I wouldn't be surprised if the FBI found things on your computer that they shouldn't.
Maybe I should ask the FBI if they should have a look at you, rape lover.
You can't. I'll tell you what, we could both submit our hard drives. You're willing to take that deal?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, you first.
Of course, me first, because you're going to run. Because you're going to run. Oh, someone has stuff on their hard drive that they don't want seen. Oh, look at what we got here.
I don't, man. You can go ahead and call the FBI on me if you want.
I'm not going to do that. We had a deal. We're gonna submit it at the same time.
All right, let's see where your FBI office is.
Okay. You first, haha. Yeah, you got you
dox
just
myself
like this
to
is
you.
funny.
This is the kind of slop I live for, okay? Listen to me. This is the kind of slop I will bend over for, okay? This is my slop. My slop, okay? My fucking slop, all right? Jesus Christ, mate.
Now this is pod racing. True. But here, at the end of the day,
Wow.
I think this is funny. And thank you for coming on. You're a great example of the caliber of the people who are on the other side of me.
I mean, you're still trying to lie about me by claiming that it's not real.
You're
trying to lie about me by saying that I claim that all women
the right wing and their ilk.
I was very
continuously lying, saying that women wearing makeup is raping men, continually misrepresenting people, continually applying all sorts of things that are dishonest about people.
The very fact that
just always, all the time. It's insane.
The fact that you personally think that every single woman who wears makeup does so to sleep with men who would have refused consent otherwise had they known is very shocking and telling. It shows just how much you care about women, Whick. Not that I'm that surprised. The Democrat Party is the same bunch of bigots that actually denied the...
Bro, you just argued that women who wear makeup were raping men.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I was very specific in only being a hypothetical
men
in which a woman
looking prettier than they are.
Grounds that she wanted to sleep with a guy who would refuse consent had he known. In other words, I'm also talking about intent here, something that you're completely ignoring in this entire conversation, which is really, really...
Whoever recommend this, thank you. Me too.
Really showing the fact that you don't actually care about intent either.
Again, you keep saying these things, and I say intent matters, but when we come to the concept of rape,
but you're ignoring the intent entirely.
I can say that the way someone but
you're not acknowledging even the. Right? You're not even acknowledging.
And they're stabbed with knives.
You're saying,
and I say, well, actually, no, he wasn't stabbed with knives. He was shot with a gun. That's not me defending people being shot with a gun. That's saying
and that's what you don't really have to
bad thing happened, but it wasn't the bad thing that you're claiming it is.
Because you're now at the point where you have to ignore the did it because explicitly because they wanted to sleep with a guy who would refuse consent had they known otherwise. That's the point that's very critical. That's another point that's very critical to my argument. One that you are ignoring, and therefore you have therefore expanded your view of women to somehow be that all women in your eyes actually wear makeup just to sleep with guys who would refuse consent had they known.
I specifically said that that's not true.
Toxic way to view women.
I've specifically said that that's not true, and yet you continually misrepresent me. Continually what I say because you have to. Because if you took my words at face value, you'd find nothing to contend with. You couldn't make the accusations you are making if you actually honestly engaged. Because
I did honestly engage.
Everyone I talk to, you understand, everyone I talk to, right, on my podcast and in DMs and things like that has had any interactions with you, thinks that you're a fucking liar and a fraud.
Like, all right, right again, appeal fallacy, just a logical fallacy there.
It doesn't mean it's wrong. You understand that, correct?
But it is a logical fallacy if you're having to use the bandwagon. And you're also having to use a very skewed poll.
You understand that's wrong. You understand that doesn't mean it's wrong.
And people like that.
You understand that just because something is a logical fallacy, quote unquote, doesn't mean it's wrong or incorrect?
Now, that much is true.
Yes, exactly. I'm saying that regardless of whether it's a logical fallacy or not, it is simply true. It is correct.
It's not.
It is correct.
No, it's not. It's incorrect.
Are you saying that I'm incorrect in my statement that everyone I've talked to in DMs and on my podcast thinks you're a fucking liar and a fraud?
No, I'm saying that you're incorrect in claiming that I'm a liar and a fraud.
Well, no, I'm claiming you're a liar and a fraud and providing evidence, such as the way that you've lied about me. Not
a logical fallacy.
But right.
Who's the retard? Which is debating? This would be Ace. This person is a hardcore Surefire Otaku anti-fan. Okay, this guy's obsessed with SFO because SFO is also anti-MAGA. But yeah. But this guy is basically a MAGA person who is immensely retarded. He's very special. Okay, don't bully him too hard because he's very sensitive.
That's not a fallacy. I'm giving you evidence. I'm saying, hey,
evidence
here's where you lied about.
You
claim that I mocked to death. I showed how I did not. You claim that I thought informed consent wasn't important. I've shown that I do think it's important. You misrepresented my statement multiple times.
Except that you
continuously do this. You do this over and over again. People could just watch this. You know that, right? And people who aren't brain broken, whose brains aren't leaking out of their fucking ears because they've been guzzling so much Trump cum and Republican cum, right? Understand what you're doing is just fucking stupid.
Well, I wouldn't know about that. The only person I think would be an expert on sucking Nick Fuentes' dick would be Destiny. So you should probably ask him. He's the local expert.
$2 from Las Coyotes says,
"Oh yeah, Destiny also." By the way, Nick Fuentes is voting Democrat this year, as are the so-called alt-right. So, have fun with that.
Guys, scam.
I mean, if anything, then that means the dick sucking worked, right? The head was so good, he's voting Democrat. Come on, dude. I'd call that a win.
Campus, what do you want, man?
But
what is wrong with me? Okay, I need to stop.
Oh, I thought you were a free speech advocate.
Do you understand the difference here between freedom of association, that I'm making a decision for myself on who I associate with, versus
I shouldn't have said that.
Saying that, hey, no one should associate with this guy ever again?
But I thought you were against the whole guilt by association thing. And you have people.
You know what freedom of association is?
Yes, I do. But you also
explain it?
You also made it that, well, freedom of association is the freedom to pick and choose who you want to be seen with.
Who I want to interact with, who I want to associate with, yes.
Yes.
Okay, that is a core concept of freedom of speech.
However, you did also say that this is a free speech platform.
Who you
everyone is welcome on here for you.
And I choose not to associate with people who do that.
But you did just say that. But you did say earlier in this that you will have anyone that's willing to come on.
Okay.
So
you understand that
kind of made yourself into a hypocrite.
Is that a hypocrite? I will say I will talk to anyone with no matter regardless of their ideas. But if you come on and you show your dick, I'm going to ban you.
How do you know that's his dick?
if you show anyone's dick, I'm going to ban you. Or any kind of nudity.
Oh.
Boobs, pussy, dick, doesn't matter.
I don't know, Whick. I think you're quite the boob.
Oh, maybe.
Whick, you're quite the boob? What? What is happening?
Anyways.
Okay, is that all you got?
I mean, the fact that you tried to argue that all women in your eyes apparently only put makeup on to seduce men who would refuse
didn't
to
argue, you're just making that shit up.
Well, you tried.
Yeah,
I
the things that you make up in your mind, you think I argued, you totally got it on me, I guess.
Right?
But in reality, in the real world, when I actually argued these things, yeah, you got
Here's the problem for you. Since you took
smoke
the
like a
position
blunt.
that me saying, by the very act of you taking the position that me saying that a woman who
Hold on, I gotta stop
explicitly to seduce a man who would have refused consent had they known otherwise, by you taking that and reframing that as you claiming that somehow I think that all women that put on makeup are rapists, you have taken up the argument yourself by refusing to countenance that nuance or even consider that nuance, that in your mind, every single woman who puts on makeup is doing so in your mind.
That's your argument.
To seduce a man who
that you say that anyone who wears makeup in order to deceive men to look better than they are, right,
you have created
is raping them. That's your argument.
Yourself.
That's the argument that you made.
Misrepresent my argument, and because you have misrepresented my argument,
we can play back the clip. I asked you directly. Do you think a woman who wears makeup in order to look prettier than they are, who a man wouldn't sleep with them unless they didn't have this makeup on, that you think that they raped them? And you said yes. Is that true or not true?
Refuse consent otherwise had they known.
Is that true or not true? That you said in response to my question that I asked you directly, do you think a woman who wears makeup to look prettier than they are, suspecting or having a reasonable degree of certainty to know that if they did not have that makeup, they wouldn't look as good, so the men probably wouldn't sleep with them? Have they raped that man? And you said yes. You said it repeatedly. You answered that repeatedly. I'm quoting this to you. Is that correct or incorrect, sir?
Therefore, misrepresented.
Okay, you're just going to keep talking because you're a fucking moron and can't answer the question. Know for the record that he can't and refuses, either can't or refuses to answer the question, to deal with the question at hand. He cannot accurately repeat back what he said. He cannot accurately hold their position, right, that he did earlier. He cannot do that. He refuses to do that. He is unable to do that. He is incapable of doing that. Let the record show that he is being dishonest purposefully at this point. $5 from Adam Defunded says, Ace, did you have some traumatic experience with a woman who used makeup or something? Is it why you're stuck on this rape idea?
Consent, otherwise had she known.
Okay.
You know what we need? Hold on.
Wait, I asked you directly. Do you think a woman who wears makeup in order to look prettier than they are, who a man wouldn't sleep with them unless they didn't have this makeup on, that you think that they raped them? And you said yes. Is that true or not true?
Refuse consent, otherwise had they known.
Is that true or not true? That you said in response to my question that I asked you directly, do you think a woman who wears makeup to look prettier than they are, suspecting or having a reasonable degree of certainty to know that if they did not have that makeup, they wouldn't look as good, so the men probably wouldn't sleep with them? Have they raped that man? And you said yes. You said it repeatedly. You answered that repeatedly. I'm quoting this to you. Is that correct or incorrect, sir? Okay, you're just going to keep talking because you're a fucking moron and can't answer the question. Know for the record that he can't or refuses, either can't or refuses to answer the question, to deal with the question at hand. He cannot accurately repeat back what he said. He cannot accurately hold their position, right, that he did earlier. He cannot do that. He refuses to do that. He is unable to do that. He is incapable of doing that. Let the record show that he is being dishonest purposefully at this point. $5 from Adam Defunded says, Ace, did you have some traumatic experience with a woman who used makeup or something? Is it why you're stuck on this rape idea? Okay, so just to be clear, you, again, claim that any woman who wears makeup to look prettier than they are so that they can sleep with men who wouldn't think.
No, I didn't. And I already explained this multiple times. You didn't listen, and you've misrepresented it multiple times, which is why you ended up in this.
What is the misrepresentation of what I just said?
The misrepresentation, very specifically, is that you took what I said originally, the nuance of only talking about women who did it, who put on makeup specifically to seduce men who would refuse consent otherwise had they known.
So when I say the statement that you say that you just said was a misrepresentation, when I say the statement that you claim that any woman who wears makeup in order to look prettier than they are, so that men who otherwise wouldn't sleep with them might sleep with them, that you claim that that was rape, where is the misrepresentation in that statement?
Yourself taking up the argument unintentionally that according to you, oh, did you mute me?
No, you're still going. You're still yapping, but no one pays any attention to you. And I keep asking you questions, you keep refusing to answer them. And I think that.
Oh yeah, I turn down the volume specifically when you talk.
Yeah, I understand that's what you do because you can't deal with the truth. You have to lower people's volumes because you can't deal with their arguments. You run from them. You run from them because you're a fucking coward. But to be clear, you're less of a coward than some of your followers. I will give you that.
The way I'm doing it very simply, and it's very easy and effective since your whole strategy is.
If you think you're being effective at anything but making me look great,
then now that I've said that, let's get back to the question of how you misrepresented me. And the answer is very simple. Like I said, see, when you
actually the reason I'm keeping him honest, he's making me money.
Explain my original position. I was exclusively talking
and he's making me look good in
comparison. In this hypothetical, put on makeup because she wanted to sleep with a guy who she.
Not everyone. I don't think Doobie is an evil liar.
You ignored that little bit of context and then reframed it as claiming that every woman that puts on makeup is doing so to rape men. See, when you did that, you were being dishonest.
No, I wasn't.
You were, but by doing
because I didn't do that.
Dishonest, you instead reframed it and made the argument yourself by doing so that you think every single woman that puts on makeup does so.
That's not what I said. That's what you said. To be clear, and I clarified what you said.
They known. Now,
yeah, Graham Fandango. He's the guy who read Rocket.
Because I made this little distinction I was very specific in who exactly I was critiquing in that hypothetical.
Yes, and I think that's crazy to specific people, that any woman who wears makeup in order to look prettier than they are, right? Because men wouldn't sleep with them if they didn't look as pretty as they did with makeup, is raping them? I think that's crazy. That's insane. That's an insane statement to make. And it shows that your definition of rape is so broad to include that. I think that definition is too broad and needs to be narrowed.
My definition of rape is very simple. Having sex with someone without their informed consent.
Okay, when you define informed consent to mean someone who wears makeup, a woman who wears makeup to look prettier than they are, because otherwise a man wouldn't sleep with them, and you call that rape under that definition is far too broad and needs narrowed.
If she is doing it specifically to deceive
in order
the
to
person.
deceive. Like, I don't think that this guy will sleep with me because I don't look that pretty, so I'm going to wear makeup to make myself look more pretty, and maybe a push-up bra to make my boobs look bigger, so he'll sleep with me. This person, if you accuse them of being a rapist because they wear a push-up bra and some fucking makeup to attract men that otherwise wouldn't be attracted to them, then your definition of rape is far too broad. It needs narrowed. Yes, and that's an ice-cold fucking take.
All right, so let's see. So here's the problem with that. If you were talking about a hypothetical in that situation where the man is...
I'm not talking hypotheticals. This is what women do, and men do too, by dressing pretty, and like a man who wears a toupee. Like, is a man who wears a toupee, right, to cover up his receding hairline so that they can sleep with women who wouldn't maybe otherwise sleep with them if they didn't have a receding hairline? Are they raping that woman?
Wick, you said we weren't talking about a hypothetical. Are you suggesting that that's not a hypothetical?
I know men who wear toupees so they can get laid. Yes.
So it's not a hypothetical.
It's not a hypothetical. Are they rapists?
When I said, and let me get back to this, when I said that this was a hypothetical,
are they rapists? Are these people raping those women?
Did they deliberately deceive the women with the full knowledge that the woman would have refused consent had they known otherwise?
They have strong reason to suspect, or they think to themselves, like, hey, I don't think I will get to sleep with this woman if I show that I'm bald, so I wear a wig or I wear a toupee so that I look better, so that they might sleep with me. Are these men raping these women?
Wait, they think this wig is going to stay on them during the act?
It's a good toupee, man.
You're fucking retarded.
Hold on, can you answer the question? Are they raping these women?
If
they are these people, are men who wear toupees, or here's another one, who wears cologne to cover up their odor?
Speaking from personal experience there, Wick?
I'm reading chat.
Wearing cologne, masking my natural masculine pheromones, rape. Okay.
Is that rape? Is that rape? Is a man who wears cologne in order to get laid raping a woman?
You seem to be still forgetting the very specific
with the intent to sleep with them, to mask their natural odor, to sleep with a woman. I'm not forgetting anything.
No, you've still forgotten it. No, keep going. You haven't gotten it yet.
You're saying about informed consent, and your definition of informed consent, and I'm using it.
I'm putting
together a position that many men do, right? Many men wear cologne.
No, keep going.
Many men wear
you haven't gotten it yet.
Many women wear push-up bras. Many women wear makeup. Are they raping everyone? Are they raping the people they're sleeping with?
All right, so since you have not actually explained in detail that...
Jesus Christ, you won't answer a question.
Well, I'm actually answering it right now, and you interrupted me, so... But since you have not actually provided the full parameters that I outlined, and therefore left out the crucial elements that I explicitly provided...
Which element did I leave out?
I already explained it several times.
Explain it again.
Smart enough. Why?
Because you haven't. You're lying again, and I'm just demonstrating it. I have included their specific intent to deceive, to cover up their odor. I'm doing this right now, bitch. To cover up their odor, to cover up their receding hairlines, to cover up their small boobs, to cover up a mole on their face. I don't know, like some fucking scar or something. And they wear makeup, they wear a toupee, they wear cologne, or they wear a push-up bra. Any of these things. With these targeted, specific intent to sleep with someone who they think otherwise would not sleep with them if they didn't wear that toupee, if they didn't wear that cologne, if they didn't have that push-up bra, they didn't have their makeup. I'm again explicitly using every single thing that you are saying, and I am asking you directly: are these people raping the people that they are having sex with?
Now that you have actually provided the specific nuance that I
did it before, bitch.
No, you didn't. You lied.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Jesus Christ, you're such a fucking liar.
Says the guy that deliberately left out the nuance and then tried to...
I didn't leave it out. I continually add it over and over again. Answer the question directly. Are these people raping the people that they're sleeping with?
All right. And now that you have actually provided the specific nuance that I said, it makes what is rape and what isn't not, that being that they did it with the specific intention of deceiving someone who would have refused otherwise had they known. Yes.
Okay, that's insane. That's all I need from you. Thank you. Good night. Crazy shit. Crazy shit, gang. Got what I needed, though. Clip it and ship it, boys. Clip it and ship it. Any woman who wears a push-up bra, any man who wears a toupee, anyone who wears cologne or perfume, any woman who wears makeup or man who wears makeup, who does it for the intent to sleep with people who otherwise would not sleep with them if they had not had these things, right, are rapists, gang. According to Ace, they're rapists. Crazy shit. Crazy shit.
He doesn't understand, or is he really? No, he's just the average conservative, okay? I'm not joking when I'm saying this, but, like, that guy is a conservative, and he is, like, actually just so fucking retarded, okay? Like, he's a conservative, okay? And, yeah. Yeah, that guy's a conservative. Like, you can't appeal to these people. These people are not normal people, okay? Like, these people are actually so mentally ill, all right? There's nothing you can do for them. I'm sorry. Like it's very clear to me that these people are unhinged. There's another somewhat more unhinged dude. I don't know. Maybe this is like a fucking survival game. You just have to survive the next person.